Welcome in to session 66 of Adventures in Aanthara. Hopefully not Order 66. Previously
That was
in
last
this...
That was last week.
Yeah, true.
But they weren't just younglings.
In this game, the party, the Twilight Heralds, had attended the Radiance Gala in the city of Ilmara and had quite an interesting night for a few sessions of speaking with interesting figures, observing other interesting figures, being surprised by the presence of certain attendees that they maybe didn't quite expect, acknowledging certain other attendees that they did mostly expect, but also was still kind of a situation. Most of these people are related by law to a previous party member. And then, later in the night, after a performance by Faye, a performance by the Drycar Orion Marquez was interrupted suddenly by an attack by the collection of riflemen. Have I said their name yet? I can't remember if you guys have figured out their name.
No, because we never identified them.
Of some mercenary company that Eclipse was vaguely familiar with but did not remember the specifics of, who seemed to, without warning, turn on the guests they had been hired to guard and attempted to slaughter a large number of them. Fortunately for the party, unfortunately for me, several spells were cast that made rifling from a distance nearly impossible as Brightwing grew the shrubberies to absurd heights and thicknesses, and then both Brightwing...
I don't know what to tell you.
Both Brightwing and Nas threw up wind walls, while Faye controlled various riflemen in various ways, and Eclipse ran around annihilating everybody in the back half of the garden in very violent manners. The success of the group was significant, but did not prevent all death or injury, and there were quite a few people hurt. And in the aftermath, they had some additional conversations, patched some people up, gave quite a bit of shade to said former lawfully bound husband of party member, who's not here right now. And that is where we left off. Someone, I believe it was Faye, sent a sending to Rylus, who is on his way. And other than that, you are all still gathered at the Celestia Chateau amidst a lot of confusion and concern. What would you all like to do?
Are we not allowed to leave? Like, they were holding people for, like, witness after?
During your conversation with Deputy Chief Reed O'Rourke, you were told that he got some information off of you, who you were and where you could be found in the future, and he said that you were free to go with that information in hand. So, if you need to leave, it would seem you are able to.
How long has it been since the attack to, like, after that, like, the release? Because we told Rylus right after the attack happened, so I'm just wondering, like, if he's floating around.
It's probably been about 25 minutes or so. There's been milling about, questioning, healing, bandaging, and then he came to each of you, had a brief conversation, and we're probably about 25 minutes after. So, judging by the size of the city, where you know things are, you can expect Rylus would probably be here pretty soon.
But we don't want to be seen with Rylus, if I'm not mistaken. So we should...
I think so.
Because
we went through the whole shtick of, like, showing up like secretively to the wind in the first place.
Unless he's willing to pull some like interrogation shit, as if we freshly just met each other. But
I will throw out there just for your own memories. Not trying to say anything one way or another, but the main reason for the secrecy when you guys came in is that you wanted to be able to attend this party without people knowing that you were in league with observatory,
now the party's
factions.
Over, but like
now things have gone down, the party is over.
Now we just look
it's
like
up
capable
to
people who still happen to be here.
It certainly doesn't seem like you're just a singer and a wee princess
like
from the forest.
It's not like it's not a secret that we're capable, but the reason
cover's not
for
totally
our being
blown
here.
yet.
No, and no, there's still no connection to the wind, so it's up to you guys how you want to play it. But just throwing that out there.
Well, I guess above the table, do we want to keep it a secret and find Rylus, or do we want to like just
That was part of the agreement. I believe us getting paid is contingent upon that. He said they could secure like access for us, but it would be more difficult, and there would be a chance of ties back to them, which is why we had to go through the rigmarole of getting a reason to come here ourselves.
Should we stick around for Rylus to show up, or should we just get out of Dodge and wait
We
for
should
Rylus?
meet him somewhere else.
I'm gonna go find Rafe.
Yes.
That's okay. Actually, that's priority number one. That's a good thing.
He was alive last I saw him, and so
he was invisible last you didn't see him.
Okay, well, he was alive and shooketh the last time I did see him.
By you. I mean, by a lot that was happening, but okay, you want to go try to find Rafe in the chateau somewhere?
Am I still concentrating on
yes, you are.
I will drop. Well, maybe I won't. Maybe I'll give him a. I'll look for his date. I'll look for the person that was his date.
Okay. Throughout the chateau.
Mm-hmm.
So you're heading back in if necessary, because there are some people still outside, like the people who are very injured and haven't been moved, but most people have milled back in and are either in some state of gossip, as these types of people are.
I don't want to uninvisible him if he's in some kind of a compromising situation.
Okay. So you want to go and look for the man he came with.
Mm-hmm.
Who is going with Faye as we should buddy system in this still dangerous environment?
I think a guard would make sense. Right?
I'll go with Faye.
Okay.
I was like, we are buddy systeming until we get out of here.
Do you have your exit buddy?
Yes!
Roll a perception check.
Perception?
This is not fine details, this is scanning a large room.
I don't trust these rich people.
It's a dirty 20.
Okay. You make your way back in, scan. Initially, the room you enter from the back garden is that place in the back that had all the food in it. Yeah, scan that. Don't see him. Make your way back into the much larger ballroom area and spend probably 5 to 10 minutes scanning. Do not see him anywhere. Around that 10-minute mark, you do see, since you're continuing to look around and scan, Rylus make his way through the front and also begin scanning. Catch your eye before not too long.
I'll give him like a very small nod, but I'm gonna keep like I think at this point, if I don't see the date, then I'm gonna kind of panic a little bit and drop the invisibility.
Okay.
And then keep looking.
Okay. And so you give him like an acknowledging thing, but continue with your business.
Subtly.
Okay. You see him give you a very slight nod back, almost imperceptible, and then walk further into the party. Eclipse and Brightwing, are you staying outside?
Yes, I'm staying with Brightwing because I am
now
her. But
And is there a lot of hubbub? Because
yeah.
Is there like people milling about?
Yes, there's hubbub to a degree. It's more like hushed pockets of people. It's not super lively at all, as would make sense. And then there's like guards moving in and out, people like Rylus moving in and out. So there's
does Rafe turning visible cause a scene?
It depends on where he pops back into visibility.
Yeah.
In like 30 minutes.
You're releasing it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And you keep looking. At that a minute or two after that 10-minute mark where Rylus arrives, Eclipse and Brightwing, you see him walk outside, give you a similar acknowledging look and nod, and then go over to Ivory Guard, brief conversation with one of the guards who then directs him to the Deputy Chief Rourke, and he starts having a conversation with him. Seems to be getting the lowdown on what happened.
Mm-hmm. I bet he knows a lot about what happened.
Faye, you spend another 5 minutes scanning while this conversation's happening outside, and do not see him. You start to get the sense that either he's found a closet somewhere to hide in, or with your command of run, he has kept running all the way home.
I don't have
or
any
somewhere
words.
safe.
What did his date look like?
Pretentious.
True.
Well, hopefully a little bit more hair color.
Dark
Thanks.
brown, thin mustache,
description.
slick back human.
Can I walk up near one of the nearby groups of hushed individuals and I'm sorry, we're trying to find somebody. Do you happen to see someone, dark brown hair, all the descriptions that the voice in our heads just mentioned?
I cast
They may have run
exposition.
through here.
Yep.
Ah, I love that.
Oh,
I cast context.
it was
My favorite
quite a
spell.
mess the last 20 minutes or so. I may have seen a figure like that at some point, but not recently. We were all running.
Do you happen to see if they
Sorry.
ran outside? Anything to jog your memory?
Many people did leave once we arrived back in here without much to do. I don't know whether your friend was with them. I apologize.
Well, it's perfectly fine. Glad that you guys are safe.
You were one of the...
Respectful bystanders.
Indeed. Well, thank you. Filters away a little bit back towards the group, who you then see all turn slightly to look at you. Probably gossiping about you now.
That was the most. I wasn't here.
Mhm.
And I will emphasize this with words.
Walk back to Faye. He may have left. Do you have anything left to reach out to him?
I have nothing. I mean, if he's within 100 feet and I can see him, in which case my feet would get me there faster than a spell.
You want to go home?
All of a sudden, there is a small flash in the air right in front of you, Faye. And
Oh,
plopping down to the ground, you
no.
see a small strip of paper folded up.
oh boy.
I will pick it up. And I will put it in my pocket. I'm gonna tuck it like... I don't have pockets.
No, read it.
Well, I want to
Don't
find...
suspend. Don't suspend.
I'll go back outside. I don't want to open it in here. I don't want to have a reaction about something. Like, other people probably saw that. I don't want to have a reaction to something that magically appeared. So I will
Okay.
excuse myself to a hallway or to right outside, just around a different group of people than the ones who saw this this piece of paper magically appear in front of me, and then I will open it and read it.
Okay. Still with Yasnit.
Well, I'm assuming he saw it too, so I would have like looked and then started suspiciously walking away.
Okay.
With him.
You find a little... it's not hard to find cover amidst the shrubbery in the garden.
We
So
find a bush.
somewhere... Yeah. And unfold a piece of paper, which reads... Miss Faye Rosewood, please explain. Thanks, Sam.
There it is. We did give Sam some of that. to
Yes, you
use.
did.
Oh,
That makes more
Okay.
sense. Please explain.
forgot she used her full name.
She's a little stressed out.
Is it written in all caps?
Wait, is
The
it
thanks
Sam's?
is.
Wait. Is the Sam's? Is Sam's handwriting? Gotta make sure it's from Sam.
I don't know
think
if
I've
you've
ever
seen
seen
Sam's
Sam
handwriting.
having written
That's
anything.
true. Damn it.
No.
I don't. Shit. I
Later
have a
problem.
feeling tomorrow is going to be a large communication day. I might need my pearl back from you.
Give it to you now.
No, thank you. Put it back in this little clip.
Okay. It's been used, I believe, correct?
It has.
Used,
Okay.
I just meant for tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Do you need to go home? What?
I can't. We have to talk to Rylus. We have to do so. I mean, I don't know. Maybe he'll want to meet us back at our place to debrief. I don't know. I don't necessarily think it's wise for us to talk to him here.
Not at all.
Well, okay, I got an idea. I'll hide behind a bush. We're already hiding behind a bush. I'll find another bush within 100 feet of Rylus, and I will cast message to him. And I will whisper,
Okay.
would you like to find somewhere for us to speak here? Or would you like to meet us back at the Rosewood Estate? You can
Do you have eyes on him while you're doing this?
I would, do the thing, the over-the-hedge little,
Okay.
Some thick bushes right now. You're gonna have to really dig through.
Okay. Does it say how soon after the reply has to come
Nope.
in that spell?
There is no...
Yeah, what an
Well-
interesting thing. It's like,
And can reply in a whisper. There is no, time limit on the whisper.
okay.
It's just if they choose to, they can probably. I would think in that moment, within the next few seconds.
Maybe, another 6 seconds.
Okay, so you see
'Cause it
him
is a
as
cantrip.
he's talking to
I would wait
Rourke.
until he's between humans.
Okay,
between
okay.
people. I guess that I didn't want to, be like,
Okay.
hey, I know you're talking to the chief of police right now, but can
Yeah.
you please... I'm more important.
All right,
send you
so
this-
you're gonna you wait till that
Alright.
conversation's over and he's not engaged.
Did you get my
Mhm.
text?
Okay.
You didn't text me back.
Perhaps I'll catch you on the way out.
Oh.
Real quick again then. I need to find my brother. He was here and now he is not.
As long as he's not among... You see him nod towards where people are laid out. I imagine he's likely better off than he would be here.
I'm gonna go look through the bodies, Matt, because... Or look at, the trail that he would have taken, because as someone who has died while invisible...
True.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, because he shouldn't be invisible anymore. So you should
No,
figure out
he-
what to do.
Yeah.
There is a collection of people who have had sheets put over them, and there are ivory
He
guards
wouldn't have been
standing
there.
nearby.
They wouldn't have seen him to have moved his body. So
Yeah.
I'm looking elsewhere, I guess. I
You're
don't know-
looking
I don't
for
know.
someone to hear, oh, I found another one. So you're...
Basically.
Ah, it's awful.
Okay, do you want to
I'm
scan
hoping
the
to
garden?
not. Kind of.
Yeah.
I don't
Okay.
know. I'm panicking.
Eclipse and Brightwing can talk. Let's go.
Megan,
Send them a
I still have enough power to do ascending if you need me to.
Let's
do
go talk to
ascending.
Brightwing and tell her where we're going.
Or you run around.
True.
We should go check in with the other one who can cast the magic.
Okay, I'll go up to Brightwing.
Okay.
I can't find Rafe. I don't know what to do. He was invisible. No one's seen him, obviously. I'm out of spells. I think I need to go home. I need to find him. I need to know that he's okay.
Take a breath first. Breathe real fast.
She refuses to do so.
What color is my hair?
Blue.
What's my mother's name?
What is that?
I couldn't remember if it was blue or purple.
Color cross.
What
She's a
color
doppelganger. Quick.
What color is your dress?
Wearing pants.
What color
It's
is your
white.
pants?
White.
We're not winning here, guys. We're doing.
No, we're
I'm
not.
not winning. I'm trying to ground you, but it's not working.
Yeah.
So I will just
Five things you can see for
Five
you know,
things
like,
you
yeah,
can see,
yeah.
I do have a spell left. It is the one that I normally save for, in case someone does go down. But I think everything is calm. That I'm okay with using it.
Would you?
But yes. Alright. I will send to Rafe.
Okay.
And that's all my 4th levels. Rafe. Faye is okay. We want to know if you're okay and where you are. We will meet you after. This is Brightwing, by the way. I'm sorry.
Okay.
They know who you are. It's part of the spell. It's part of the text of the
True.
spell. It says
This is true.
they recognize you.
A few seconds go by. Back at the estate, Faye said run, so I did. That was a lot, by the way. But I'm here.
He is at your house, and he is shaken, but he is alive. So that is our biggest problem out of the way.
I think Radius was going to try to catch us on our way out, so perhaps we could start working our way towards the door slowly. I don't know what else he has to do here, but
Well, I've done as much as I can with the amount of healing I have left. So with that, Matt, I'll use the rest of my 1st level spells I'll use 1 spell for myself because I got 2 hit points.
Okay.
But
my gosh.
I'll use 3 other spells for whoever was injured.
Okay, just
first-
for the record, is your character sheet level 9 yet?
Oh yeah.
it wouldn't matter for.
It was only before
first
level
levels.
spell slot. I haven't
You
used
don't
any
gain
for.
it?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Alright, then you're good.
Okay. Yeah, I hadn't used any 1st level spells yet. I'll roll for
Okay.
myself. How much is it? Cure wounds. Not great, Leah, but okay. 8. It's 2. 8. 10 hit points, y'all.
Ooh.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
And you guys start making your way towards the exit? Okay.
I guess seeing that would do the same. I have 2 first level. I could throw some healing words out, just for if there's
Okay.
anyone else that is in rough shape, or maybe some people that she had stabilized but that weren't yet conscious.
Okay.
Is the
They're
army
all-
guy still here?
The who?
Is the guy that sells weaponry?
Lord Leander Carlisle
Mm-hmm.
from
He was-
Rockforge Armaments.
He was
Very
one of the
red
wounded.
facedly
Yeah.
angry.
Yes, he is still here. He and Captain Roger. Oh, you don't know his name yet. I don't think.
I don't
The
think so.
captain of the company who you had seen being interrogated. Both of them seem a little less free to go, given their connections to things, and are under a little bit more scrutiny. So both of them are still around. Most other notable figures are gone. or certainly gone from the garden.
Has Rylus interacted with those two yet? Just passively while we've been doing stuff? Okay.
No, he talked with the Ivory Guard and has done, from your observation, if you've been doing it, some like general casing of the area, but hasn't gone about interrogating everybody else.
Okay.
Did you want to do something about him, Nas?
Nope.
Okay. You guys start making your way out towards the front and notice that without appearing obvious and seeming very nonchalant, Rylus seems to wrap up what he's working on and head similarly, though like opposite sides of the curving pathways, and sort of mirrors you as you all begin to head out. You make your way through the ballroom, out the front of the chateau, through those paths at the front and out the gates, and onto the main street. And he had fallen in behind you for a while, makes his way kind of like fast walk, which is quite easy for him to do, ahead of you, and then just sort of like glances over his shoulder and gives a quick nod to an alley off to the side, and then heads that way.
We can follow.
Okay.
I guess. I have a carriage. Unless Rafe took it.
I feel like Rafe would have.
Well, he wasn't
If it was
invisible
there,
to hail the
but
he was invisible to hail the
that's
coachman,
valid.
so
Just
he
kidding,
probably
he
couldn't
ran
have.
You guys make your way. This is not far, so you could still within like walking distance of the chateau if you want to
Okay.
go back for your carriage. This is like a couple blocks, maybe even one block.
We
You
could
follow-
follow
you-
carriage. We're gonna leg it.
Also that, if you want. Turn down the alley, and you see Rylus against a wall. Catches your attention, and like slides into a side alley of that alley, so very much out of sight. You all approach. Well, that was not quite what I think we expected. But it was certainly something, and by the reports of the guard, you all did quite well, saving who you
I'm
could.
surprised they have anything to say considering they weren't there.
The deputy chief mentioned that. Something about not stationed in the garden. Blind spot.
Seems convenient around a show put on by the dry car.
You see him like purse his lips and tilt his head. Just so we're not crossing streams here, are you insinuating his involvement?
He
I don't think
was
there's enough to insinuate.
attacked as well. At least a form of his was. Faye and Nas saw it.
I
But
saw the north end, quite a few charred remains of these riflemen. I assume that was likely his doing.
I do not know if his intentions were mere to get attacked to be a victim, even if they were the victimizer. If that makes sense.
First
Perhaps
insinuation was that the Ivory Guard may have been pulled.
by
Remains to be seen. Why else would somebody not be at a location that a show is on? The ushers are usually ready and available. Not 2 minutes away. just seems out of place.
I expect there will be an inquiry into that of some kind. I don't know if it's internal, and by the way you're describing things, people in charge are responsible. I don't know how effective that inquiry would be.
I think you need to inquire where the whereabouts of the Rorks are.
And why would that be?
Their son is the chief of police, or the deputy, whatever. And he was the one that gave the order for the guards not to be in the garden.
We don't know if he made such an order. We just know that that's not where they were.
That's true. I'm sorry.
He gives you...
We were, they are tied, as you understand, with our friend.
Nods.
I was able to overhear them a good portion of conversation, and they were quite concerned about her presence being there.
Concerned for their safety?
Can I do an insight check on that? Like, I don't know.
In what way? What are you
Were
trying to ascertain?
They told, if I remember research, they told, what's his name?
Reed.
That they overheard her voice.
Mm-hmm.
And were obviously concerned about that. Were they concerned because they were like more of like a status way, or concerned that she was gonna be there to like hurt them?
A status way, as in they're like she's like a blight on their reputation or something?
Yeah.
Okay. I will say you were inciting that whole conversation.
Mm-hmm. I don't remember the role, I'm sorry.
They were good. They were Brightwing rolls. Good enough, certainly. There's probably a little bit of all of the above, as well as from your perspective. Obviously, you don't have necessarily concrete proof about this. You just believe your friend. But you believe that there is a framing of Sam happening. And I believe that you have expressed suspicions that they might be involved.
Mm-hmm.
So her presence, free and unfettered, with that situation going on, theoretically would be a concern as well. Whether because they set her up and don't want the truth to come out, or because they're actually afraid that that's true, or know it to be true, or believe it to be true, you don't know for sure, but you know what you believe is Brightwing. So there's probably a little bit of all of it. It's like they do not want that person to be around for a number of reasons, and it sounded like she was.
I may be simply drawing lines out of my own prejudice for how they've treated my friend, but it seems very convenient that they were not there during the attack.
They were not there.
No.
Did you notice anyone else missing prior to the attack?
Was their friend there?
So,
Varley.
Selena Varley?
Was she there?
We
Selena
didn't really
Varley?
track her. We were tracking the Rorks and Reed. We kind of lost where Varley went.
Yeah. You were not...
Was she amongst the survivors, at least?
You, the people who you noted missing afterwards were Dr. Joanna Dapplehold, Lord Cavian Blackwood, Raymond and Clara Rourke, and Drykor Orion Marquez.
Okay.
Which means you may have spotted Selena Varley at some point.
Was she, from just like my passive perception, which is 23, did she look injured? Did she look like distressed, like she was running? Like.
After the fact, when things were happening, you didn't notice her in particular. After the fact, you did notice her. She did seem injured. Whether or not you helped her specifically is up to you. And if you wanted to have a conversation with her, we can woo-woo backwards a little bit. But was injured, but not critically, and was still there after the fact.
Okay. Was it I guess the only thing, not necessarily, I guess I would say I did probably tend to her, because I was trying to tend to everybody. Was the injury, like you said, it's not severe, but like, was it caused by a gunshot wound, or was it something else? Like, I'm trying to.
It seems like it. Similar to the injury that you noted on the dwarf who seemed to be from that mercenary company.
Mm-hmm.
It looked like they were nicked decently by what would appear to be a bullet wound, but not enough to be critical. Not, in other words, I mean, you can't tell for sure without, you know, some serious medical evaluation, whether it was that or like a slash or a stab.
Yeah.
But you know it wasn't a skinned knee from crawling on the ground or something like that.
Yeah.
There was a legitimate like trauma wound.
Okay.
I will also say, what are the passive investigations of this party?
I have a 10.
Well, now
And-
or
At the time of this event. So not level 9 if that affects anything.
18 then.
14.
Okay. Faye and Eclipse, did you say yours?
10.
Okay. Faye and Nas. I will say that as things were going on, though there was a lot going on, you would have gotten the sense that given the absolute chaos of the crowds and the way people were moving, any intent to pick off particular people would have been very difficult.
Okay.
And
It was
the way that things were happening and the way that the firing was going off seemed pretty indiscriminate.
We had gathered that though. They were going for damage, not for
Yeah.
specific people. Okay. So I guess
It
at that
seems
point,
way.
what was the last thing Rylas said, or that we said to him?
It was the instant thing with the heroic comment from Brightwing.
Mm-hmm.
I think the fact of the matter is whether he was prioritizing their safety or it was a choice that they made to sacrifice everyone in that garden remains to be determined. But the fact is they were not present, and it is not the first time they've been absent.
That is, if we operate under the assumption that they were pulled intentionally, or were not stationed there intentionally, but considering all of the people that were to be guarded at this event were outside. They weren't guarding the food, if that's what someone's wondering.
Understood.
And
There was, if I remember correctly, Matt, there was a part of the time where he was summoning her husband. He was like summoning guards in like the opposite side
He
From where
was
we were?
he was circling the whole room, talking to guards one by one. You noticed that.
But then you said that he went
He
off to the other.
exited.
He exited to a different corridor, the opposite the one that I was in
Oh,
after he left.
from when after the conversation you listened to with his parents and him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
He went. What you saw is that he went over to the area where they had heard Sam, and then seemed to be casing that area, including the hallway corridor.
Okay. That's fair. That's fair.
So, just to get the ducks in a row here, your suspicions, as they are, lie with possibly Raymond and Clara Rourke, possibly their son, and also the dry car of illusion.
Hi.
If I remember correctly, our friend Sam is the one that is a suspect for the assassinations, no?
That is correct.
And they were the one that put that name forward. Correct? Or at least started the rumor? From what
We have reason to suspect.
Yes. And they are part of a group that is very much against some of the people that were assassinated.
The Lumineers.
And this is yet another...
Not the Lumineers, no.
Isn't it? The Lumiere?
No, that is a band from the real world. Oh.
Is it?
This is my first Matthew Mercer, why did I name something the way I named it moment. Damn it all. The
I think-
Luminaries.
Luminaries.
Oh,
The light bulb people, you know.
Oh,
Hey!
that's the band. Okay.
Yes.
That was a one-hit wonder if I ever heard.
True.
So this is yet another attack on important people that they are somewhat connected to. Now again,
Chancellor Icescale was politically outspoken in a somewhat adversarial position to the Luminaries, yes.
Okay.
He wanted more regulation for magic.
I think in this particular case, we're having... It's fresh. We have reason to suspect and dislike them for personal reasons
Mhm.
that partially align with socio-political things happening in the area. It's all
hearsay.
suspicion. Hearsay. Right, we have no hard evidence of anything, unfortunately.
Indeed. Also, I would inquire where the motive lies.
We do, I believe. I won't speak for everybody else, but Faye and I were near where the dry car was when the entire event was unfolding, very shortly after. The dry car was there, but not there, and a number of these riflemen were dead, scorched around him at that time. I don't believe there's much suspicion to be thrown towards the dry car in this moment. He seemed to be a target, not an orchestrator of any kind.
There,
There
but
was-
not there. Can you
There was an
clarify?
illusion, an illusory double that was frozen in a defensive posture, but
I
it was
see.
very much an illusion. Which makes me wonder if it was an illusion the entire time and if he was never actually there. And if he was orchestrating the show from elsewhere.
Did you ever
You
make
ever shake his
contact with
hand?
him physically?
I did not.
I,
What? Did I?
I spoke to him. I don't
Well-
remember if I touched him.
I don't
But-
think I would have deigned to. But
Brightwing is Faye, you showed up during that conversation?
Mhm.
Okay. I will say, just for
Is the
clarity
dry car type
purposes.
shake somebody's hand?
No, this is not a handshake.
he was
combo
also a
of
little
social-
like
No, I
Mhm.
didn't.
He was very polite,
Let's
and
hug
we
it out,
accepted the
man.
polite.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
yeah, it was very much like hands tucked within the Arcanist robes, not really much engagement physically at all.
So what you're saying is now every time the Twilight Heralds encounters a dry car, we have to go and hug them first.
We must handshake everyone we meet,
Only the
High fives.
unsavory ones.
or something. All right.
If, just to be clear, if he was not there presently for the performance that was given, as I understand it, that would not have been an illusory version of him that created it.
No, but he could have been.
Nearby.
He could have been nearby and just not there. It could have been him inside, and he could have swapped himself. This is the dry car of illusion.
I
The
fully understand.
extent of the illusory magic that he has at his fingertips is greater than what any of us. I'm just saying. I'm fangirling a little bit. There could be things that he could do that no one else is even aware of. But
That's a fair point.
I think it is-
magic, as it is, has range. He had to have been in the area. He could not have cast those spells and made that show appear without having been at least somewhere nearby. He could have been on the roof for all we know.
That's all I mean as well. He could make incredible illusory versions of himself, I'm sure, but whether those versions could create magic, I highly doubt. Unless he
Even simulacrum are
dealt it
limited,
himself.
but then there would have been
Exactly.
something there more tangible.
Yes.
Do you
right.
think you could be able to secure a body for investigation?
I was actually going to mention that. I was curious whether you had attempted to.
I unfortunately don't have that spell prepared today, or I would have
see.
tried. But if, as it states right now, we are not tied to you. So if the only thing we are
No.
known is a party attenders who were very capable.
Unfortunately, despite our usefulness, the Shaded Wind is not the type of organization to readily overwrite the Ivory God in request of a corpse. And, as I understand it, the Guard will likely involve a cleric to interrogate in some way, but it would be under the Ivory God's watch.
Understand. Man, above table. I was gonna ask Brian if he could go and stuff a body into the bag of holding before
You're not
session,
far away still.
but I forgot. This is on me. I forgot.
But I still have the second level.
Dimension door, stuff it in and get out. I
Guys,
mean, there's a whole
they
bunch of burnt
were-
ones.
They were all important. Whether we knew their names or not, someone's gonna notice if
Someone's
a body's
gonna
missing.
notice.
Yeah.
Damn it. But like a burnt head is, maybe just burned off.
Someone's gonna find the other half of the body.
Not if you like chart more. It's just like his head just kept burning.
That's a hell of a bullet.
I don't prefer.
Brian was a lot more respectful of bodies. Okay, Leah's not.
I don't
ruined a
typically
man, but that's
prefer
their fault.
to suggest legally questionable action, but
What about
it is
one of-
likely these bodies will be taken to a morgue.
especially the riflemen?
Well, yes.
Maybe not a
that's what I
partygoer,
mean.
but a rifleman specifically. They would be less likely to be missed. There's
Oh, that's
many
just
of
what I
them.
was asking. Is
Oh.
one of the riflemen's bodies, since they were the ones being the attackers. I also have, I think, a more secure way to get answers. It's something I've been trying to work on. It's something I've been growing on. I can't do it right now. I am drained of magic, but I might be able to ask the wilds. for not necessarily guidance, but actual answers.
With what level of specificity?
It is not, can you tell me who did this? It is more, you have to get the answer, I think. I've never done it before. It is asking the wilds, were the works involved, and they would give their opinion on the matter.
I
Would they have
understand.
reason to lie?
I don't think they would, no.
I think everything has a reason to lie.
Just a matter of when.
Incidentally, in a situation like this, it's useful to remember the information and how you acquire it. If somebody's going to be indicted for it, needs to be,
Acquired
Hmm.
legally.
yes, or
I
at
understand.
least available for review.
But I don't understand, but I'm trying to understand.
In the case of the god and a likely interrogation of one of these riflemen after the fact, there will be a process with a cleric and witnesses. There's a legal proceeding for it.
I
Well, the
think
wind is about getting answers. Could they not extend an inquiry?
To be present? Perhaps. The questions they will ask might be different than those you or I would ask, so we would be beholden to their line of inquiry, but
I feel that I encourage, I would never impose to tell anyone how to do their jobs. You do this for a living, but the guard, the ivory guard that is, may have reason to tailor releases of information in their favor. I think it would be wise if someone else, a more neutral party perhaps, was equally involved in the researching of what happened here and was able to make the relevant parties aware of non-biased information. The Ivory Guard, if they are found at fault, would do their best to cover it up. Or
well,
maybe not at fault, but perhaps lax would certainly disguise how lax they were in this.
I don't disagree with you by any means. There remains the truth that they are the law, and this was an attack and a crime that falls under their purview in this instance. I can try to pull, or have the wind pull some strings to get a witness for the interrogation, but again, you've made it sound like you believe players rather high in the structure are at question here. So that may involve some obstacles. I would just not consider it a sure thing.
With the lack of specific targets from the riflemen, it just... The purpose of this attack was chaos. Fear, panic. It was not an assassination attempt. It may have been on the dry car or distraction, but whoever orchestrated this would know, surely, that you don't just attack a dry car with 6 soldiers.
No, I imagine not. As is, I believe the Guard is classifying it as a terrorist attack. That seemed to be, as you said, the only real point or explanation was chaos and fear.
I just don't understand the rifleman's point of view. I understand us. They were not respecting our abilities. But why would riflemen agree to attack someone so powerful if they knew what the outcome would be?
That's also an important question, and likely there will be a deep interrogation into the Flashfire Company and their captain, who remains there. I suspect that either they were infiltrated in some way, or bought out, or perhaps coerced. But I do not understand them to be the type of organization that would carry out an attack like this of their own accord for no reason.
It just seems
Especially, well, the
it just seems
individuals.
very idiotic. If they were trying to gain monetary value, these are the people that would give them the most money.
Indeed, and this company is not one of principle. If it were, then inquiry would be opened into what they cared about and how this might affect that. But they care about being paid. They don't have principles, so that seems strange.
Matt, does knowing the name trigger anything else for me to remember about them?
I'll say roll another history check. Having the name will give you another chance at a check.
Okay.
What was the name?
The
Flashfire.
Flashfire Company.
Flash.
Fire with a Y.
Matthew, that is a 21.
A
21! There we go. Anyways,
Okay.
I thought I'd cause that chaos for the day.
That would trigger a little bit more context. You know that they're a company, specifically, obviously, centered around and created for the purpose of firearm protection or use of firearms, this new technology. Relatively fledgling organization within the last 4 or 5 years. In some ways known to be or believed to be a startup competitor of the Scarlet Swords.
Oh,
Other than
ironic.
that, not much. Khaing specifically, which
Okay.
the Scarlet Swords are not. They cover all 3 realms.
Okay.
But firearm technology is Khaing and has not spread into the other 2 realms much yet. So Khaing in origin.
Well, that's
Didn't.
interesting.
What were you saying of individuals?
I feel it would be hard to motivate the individual riflemen to execute an attack such as this, knowing that whoever were to act against them would use lethal force. I know soldiers. I know that they stand on principle most of the time of protecting and defending the lives of their countrymen. And mercenaries obviously risk their lives every day. But to orchestrate a terrorist attack, I have a hard time believing that the individuals present were not coerced or drinking the
Matt.
There was also quite a
Kool-Aid, so to speak, of like whoever tried to talk them into doing this, knowing that there would be a likelihood of them being killed for it.
There
From
was
our,
also too many for it to be controlled or timed.
we've had interactions such as these where people have thrown themselves into lethal situations of mercenary groups already. We've seen that with the sword. Sometimes they just don't care. They just go into it ill-prepared.
When either Yasnip or I above game hit someone, did they look like they were frightened for their lives, or did they look like they just took it? Because I got right up in a couple of their faces and also suplexed a man. Did he look like he was not having a good time with that, or was he just taking it like a champ?
Was there regret? Was there I
Yeah.
have made a mistake?
Was there
Very
super
I will
fucking
add
funny.
I will add to
This is a
this.
bad
There's
idea.
the one dude that I beat the shit out of, and then
Yeah.
shrouded in darkness, I could still see him during that.
Yeah.
Mm,
That's not a bad thing to think about, because if they were ready to die, they wouldn't look
look scared. They would
afraid
look
of what we were
proud.
doing to them.
They would
And
look
he
proud.
ran.
Yeah,
was
so
running.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't
That's
worth
the
his life
body
for
we have
him.
to steal.
Yes, we have to find that
Also-
guy.
But also, we
The
don't know
coward.
that. We know that as players, but we don't know that as characters because we
As
didn't see that.
individuals.
We
That's
didn't
why I'm
see him
asking,
run.
between the two of us that were right up in people's faces, did they look like they were ready to die, or did they look really overwhelmed that we were doing this to them?
They expected no opposition.
Exactly.
Ooh-wee. I will say Eclipse. Nas, you fought some people in melee, correct?
Yeah.
I fought only living people. I don't actually believe I killed any. No, I did kill 2.
Okay.
So
Faye and
I am
Brightwing.
5 different people, I believe.
Faye and Brightwing, you were never up on anyone, correct?
Correct.
That I remember. Okay.
There's people near us,
Yeah, they were like in the
But-
center, and we were like down.
but I was keeping an eye on them. But in terms of like up and close and pace, no, I wasn't. But I do have a passive perception that's very high. So
Okay. I will say Nas and Eclipse. Roll a insight check. This is not a low DC.
Except you still have a D8 for your favor die.
And you have a
Do I?
D4 from
Jesus, okay.
your whatchamacallit.
from the
Ceremony.
wilds, from
Yes,
the
That
wilds.
accurate.
from the wild.
Okay.
13.
Oh my god. Okay. Hold
Even though
on.
she was throwing shade at the wilds
Oh.
earlier, but we're
What
gonna ignore
the
that.
absolute fuck? Okay, Dice, you need to chill out. Okay. So I got a natural 20.
Let's
Plus
go.
a 5 plus a 1, and then it's insight?
Yes.
Wait, okay.
26.
It's 26 plus 5, so 31?
30.
My God!
Damn!
No, when you suplex a man
Jesus!
over a hedge, I think
Look,
you
yeah,
see everything about him.
It was quite
That is
personal.
terrible.
At that point.
Okay.
Jesus.
Oh man. Okay, then I will say with
Mhm.
that roll, I will give you a D20 roll with advantage.
Okay.
For what?
We'll see.
I freaking know.
That's a 14.
You still have your D4, you don't have a D8 anymore if you
What
just
is
used it.
going on? Are you guys
Hashtag.
okay? That's a 1 on the D4 and a natural 19.
So 20.
Yes, a dirty 20.
Okay.
Fuck, I
Oh my
What the
gosh.
Let's
You
go.
guys.
all your bad karma through
Let's
this
go.
whole campaign has just paid off.
Apparently. Holy
She
shit.
was saving up
This
for
is
this
one of those
moment.
moments where like
Nothing
Matt's
but
like,
crits
I'm not
from here
gonna
on
tell
out.
you the name of the villain, the bad guy, and this is.
And it is a really out of pocket question, so I know it's really hard to answer, but it's just I think that's a reasonable thing to be aware of given the
So-
circumstances.
Here's what I'm gonna say. In the heat of the moment and even the immediate aftermath, there was so much chaos, violence. You were unleashed, so you didn't really think through these kinds of things at the time. But now that it's being brought up, and some people are making mentions of things, you take a moment to kind of think back. You, as a guardian of a city very, very, very steeped in magic, are familiar with the slight effects to demeanor or facial feature or the little bits and pieces that can sometimes indicate that someone is under the effects of a charm of some kind. There was a almost like there was the passion or drive that would cause someone to do something like this was coming from outside, from elsewhere. It's almost that kind of like they're like the eyes are a little more dead than they should be, and the motions are a little more robotic than they should be. It doesn't seem like they were being puppeted, but you would believe that it is very likely that they were under the effects of some kind of strong, long-term magical influence with those freaking rolls.
I don't know.
That's crazy.
You watch Eclipse while you're having this conversation. She kind of hyperfixates in almost the same way that she did when she couldn't quite focus on everything because she was so distracted with everything going on in her brain. And you watch her eyes just dart back and forth constantly as she's just running through the entire scenario in her head. There's no fucking way.
Are you okay?
Alright. I don't know one side. I threw a guy off the hedge, and they didn't look like someone that was so like a terrorist. Like Cyrus. They didn't look like they had the motive. They didn't have the drive to do something like this for a cult. They weren't all there.
They weren't all there, as in they were controlled from the outside.
And not in a normal way.
Like in
Like
the way
not-
that I compelled Cyrus to answer the questions in
Kind
Alea?
of. A
But
little
on a-
bit.
On a mass scale, perhaps?
Yeah, it's like maybe
How-
they were convinced to do this, but they weren't driven to do this.
But
Just
how could that many people be controlled in that way?
Well, what if they weren't looking at people? What if they were looking at an enemy? What if they didn't know they were firing on civilians?
And it would mean that potentially we just murdered 10 innocent men.
I mean, regardless,
We
this is
stopped the slaughter of more, regardless of the level of innocence.
law
person
around
that-
charmed crime is very complex, but you
And-
likely wouldn't be a significant concern for charges like that.
and again,
assuming that
given the
that's what you mean,
company, that
Not so
doesn't.
much about the legal standing, more the fact that if these men are, as you said, they had no motive.
Again,
Right,
I don't know
but
if
the
they
fault-
didn't.
They are just additional deaths in the entire scheme of it.
Just to
Right.
clarify,
They're the alibi.
you harmed them. Was there any change when you did? Many magics would falter in.
I even
I
temporarily controlled one of them
And
for
they-
just a moment, and it snapped right back. They continued to attack. I have a thing that I can do. It confuses people. It makes them believe that everyone is their enemy. And he had fired upon one of his friends, but it requires my attention. When I saw my brother, I dropped my attention on that spell. I made my brother invisible so that he could escape safely. And that person turned and fired back on us as if the compulsion reassumed itself. It's almost like
saw one.
hypnosis.
I saw one that ran away.
In fear.
I wouldn't be able to tell if it was in fear or not. He was one that I had hit a few times and then shrouded. And he ran.
If what you say is accurate or applicable in this instance, Eclipse, this would not be run-of-the-mill magic. This would be something long-lasting, something significant, something to alter their intentions or understandings. For
As if they were enchanted in some way.
perhaps. This
We may know a third.
this makes a proper interrogation with one of them much more necessary. This line of questioning likely, well, it may be pursued by the guard, but
Would
You
they
said
be
they need-
aware? Would if we were to speak with one of them, would they be aware of their mind having been altered? Would their death suddenly clear their mind, or would a level of enchantment like this last into death? Would the enchantment remain?
that I'm not sure on. You'd have to ask an arcanist.
You said they need a cleric.
There are spells to speak with the dead. I assume you know them.
Is there a way you could recommend me to be their cleric?
It would involve associating the wind with us.
Even if that wasn't a concern, which it's less of now, though it would probably be best to keep this card in our pockets as long as we can.
That is true.
No, they have people for this. It's not a open position.
Alright. Then I have another idea. If you said you might be able to witness if you get permission.
It's possible the wind could get somebody placed there. I don't know for sure it would be me, though obviously I'm connected in some way to this ongoing thread.
I might be able to watch you watch the interrogation.
Interesting.
If you are there, I'm familiar with you, and if you would allow me to have that breach of privacy.
You speak of some kind of scrying magic.
Yes. It's
And the
something I've been
purpose would
working
be-
on, but I think I can. I think I can do it.
What does that gain us?
Me watching. Well, I guess it doesn't really, but if you were there, you could just tell us. But I have a keen eye and could tell if the information he gives is truthful.
That
How
is
much?
largely my purview as well. I
That's true.
wouldn't worry too much there.
How much would having one of these riflemen's body gain us? Knowing full well that the suggestion behind this would be illegal.
It wouldn't gain us anything if it's not something that we can prove.
She's
No.
right.
Personal satisfaction.
It would potentially gain, as they would call it, an off-the-record thread of information that I or you could follow.
Oh, all of this currently is off the record, isn't it?
Largely.
It's either that or we specifically try to narrow down what school that would require to do something like that.
To charm some of a group that much?
I don't know if that would help because I don't know if that's technically illusion or
No.
Very few casters exclusively cast spells from just one school of magic.
aren't the
That's
Draco
correct.
But
an
for that-
expert?
Mm-hmm. That seems expert level.
Mhm.
It is decently Well, it depends on what the spell was. And again, I'm not an arcanist, so I don't know all the ins and outs. But the Drykari, while absurdly competent in their own schools, are also among the most broadly talented casters on the continent. They likely have the ability to dip elsewhere.
Well, this might be a wild idea, but this seems like an extraordinary magic use of magic with people that would have no use or ability to use it and were forced upon it, if it's true. And something similar happened not that long ago, where creatures were having magical devices that they would have no use for, or would have no way of making powerful magic in the hands, or put on people that would have no ability to do it.
You're connecting the riflemen with the small creatures from the northwest.
And the assassins.
It is. And the assassins, they had magic that they would not be able to use. Devices.
They were equipped with items.
Not of their making. 3 instances of terror of your continent. It is not much there, I understand it, but it is
It's
connected,
not wrong
though.
either.
If it is proven that they were composed as the eclipse says.
I will just put this out there. Not to muss up any of your brainstorming. I value it. But earlier in this conversation, you were suggesting that it was likely 2 non-magical politicians behind this. This is quite the opposite.
Well, we know one thing that politicians have. That's money.
Power.
Politicians can still be potentially behind it. They have a different type of power. It doesn't rule it out. If they're potentially trying to be in cahoots with others. It's just additional strains.
And from what I understand of my conversations with Sam, though she is entitled to her secrets in her relationships, he was concerned that her in-laws did not like her, not just because of her, but her abilities specifically, and were concerned that her children might have abilities too.
They were concerned, or she was concerned?
She was concerned, but they more concerned that they wanted that separation from her children.
Well, I don't blame a mother for concern over her children being taken.
No, I don't either. But she seemed to think it was connected to the possibility of them having magic.
Are you connecting this thread to the one with the children being taken? The magically gifted children?
That is what Sam was trying to figure out.
Had she seen any signs of that in children? Do you know?
They're very young. Younger than most abilities begin to present themselves.
I understand.
For the moment, I don't think it's wise to keep doing this here.
I agree.
We don't have the means to keep ourselves safe at the moment from everything. And it's a little late to realize it, but
If I do contact the wilds for answers, would you like to hear them for a lead?
I trust you to pass them on if that's easier for you.
Should we expect to also be debriefed by your superiors, or will they take your word for what we said happened?
No, I expect that they'll take my report. You'll want to stop by at some point to pick up your payment, but... Or I could bring it, since we'd rather not have you gallivanting into the wind. I could probably drop it off.
We need to also heavily consider how much longer we'll be in Ilmara.
Do you have plans to be elsewhere?
That might be wise.
The story that we had given was that we were in town specifically for this event. We could hang out for a few more days, but I also don't want to necessarily be easily at hand in case anyone tries to pin this on us in some way.
Would it
Few
look...
things.
I don't know. Would it look suspicious for us to leave immediately?
Probably.
Alright.
Although I
Okay.
imagine others are doing the same.
I would imagine so as well. That is likely the point of this attack, or at least the perceived point. And for what it's worth, this is not likely to do wonders for the tensions with Sildari.
No.
The first assumption for most will be that this came from there.
What if it
In
did?
some way. It very well could have. It's odd that a company that's purely Khaithian, and so specifically Khaithian in its nature, would fall under their influence, but if, as Eclipse has suggested, there was heavy magical control involved, then it really could have come from anywhere.
It could have come from someone who would benefit from war.
It does seem like there are more than a few players intent on this conflict escalating rather than de-escalating.
Mm.
But why?
Money.
There are many
Not to
reasons.
push
Power.
and speak of things that we would rather speak of elsewhere, but has there been any sort of a announcement of our findings
No,
to the public?
not at all. We still haven't conducted the full breadth of investigation that we'll want to do.
It's been
And if
what,
even more
4 days?
escalation attempts are happening, might be something to consider putting a little bit more haste into.
There is urgency behind it. That being said, as trusted as the wind may be, particularly by those in higher society, an announcement from government-adjacent organizations doesn't always bear the most trust of the people. There's likely to be unrest, there's likely to be disbelief, no matter what is announced or when. Though perhaps it would help counter a bit of the disquiet that this attack will create. Perhaps.
I hate it.
Same.
Mm-hmm.
Indeed. All right. Well done. I don't think you're likely to be told that by many more people. And thank you for your report. If you find out anything else, I hope you'll let me know. And I'll keep you
Right.
abreast of how things are going on our end and whether we can find an opportunity to witness the interrogation.
I'm sorry we couldn't save more.
From what the guard told me, many, many more should have died. I'll talk to you soon, I suppose. Gives a nod and disappears into the shadows very quickly.
I think it's pretty blatantly obvious on Brightwing's face that she is frustrated and disappointed that, you know, her whole thing is to see things that people can't see and to, you know, look at people and kind of read them, and she didn't catch up on any of that before the attack happened, so she's very mad at herself right now.
We need to get
How
back
do you
to
think I
street.
feel knowing I had to detect thoughts in my pocket and used it on all the Avery guards and the Rooks and didn't look at a single one of the riflemen?
Yeah.
We need to get back in the street.
Yeah, let's go get the carriage or something, or we can. I don't know. Go flag down the carriage if they're still here.
Okay. They are.
Hmm.
You see that your carriage driver talking with other carriage drivers, and there's a general, like, you know, all the valet guys gathered around. What the hell happened in there kind of thing going on. But when you come up, pulls the horses around, you guys get in and head home. Okay. Make your way back, not long, to the Rosewood Estate. And upon entering in, find Rafe cuddled up in a big bundle of blankets with a hot tea on a couch. Good Lord.
Are you okay?
All things considered. Oh,
Injured-wise, I'm sorry I don't have any spells left, but if you need any medical attention, I can
yeah,
help
no,
in any way.
that's what I was going to say. Physically, I think all things considered, I'm as good as I can be. It was a rather nifty trick. Looks at Faye. Continues looking at Faye.
Perhaps we should give them space.
I'll go
Walk down the hall.
sit
I
next
will-
to Rafe and
I'll
like
pull
grab a
Brightwing aside with me.
blanket and kind of join his cuddle puddle. Surprise.
Right. Well, I knew you had a skill set no one else in our family did, but that was a little more than I expected. Is that a common occurrence for you?
It's honestly a source of slightly less confusion than it used to be. But yeah. Kind of.
You're not like possessed by a demon or something, are you? Don't
The
mean to.
Histories would say rather the opposite. But it appears something went wrong. And I'll kind
Like
of divulge like the information that I had learned about, like, you know, when my parents found out and how I had like kind of evolved, and then the story in the woods with the displacer beasts during the first time that I had done that, and like, you know, all that stuff, and down to the book that I found and how that and kind of explain all of that.
She casts exposition again. No, she hasn't
Mhm.
had another spell slot.
Well,
Fifth level this time.
That's quite a lot. So is it like a curse, or is it a blessing? Or...
I think it just is.
All right.
I don't know. I think it's a curse that, or a blessing that perhaps went wrong.
Well,
But it doesn't make it not useful. It
I
certainly
don't pretend
has
to.
an effect.
Indeed. That much was quite clear. I think I might have nightmares for the rest of the week about it. But as long as it helps keep you safe, I suppose it's for the better?
It just is. It's not.
Sorry, I don't mean to... In any case, that was a shit show out there. Do they know what happened?
Yeah.
Right. Well, I think that I will be avoiding parties for the next days or weeks, perhaps. You don't feel like we should be concerned about our safety here, do you? Should I be going to Restalios? Actually, it's not a bad idea regardless.
I was going to suggest that there may be some people coming around to ask questions. I don't think it would be suspicious that you as a guest would leave. I think we could anticipate many other guests doing the same thing, but it would probably be best. I just don't know. We weren't supposed to be there. Whoever planned this did not expect my friends and I to be there. And I don't want you to be the byproduct of someone retaliating against us, or to be injured in a crosswind.
No. Well, if I'm to understand right from Luke and Bronn, the Renalia is supposed to be coming back this way from Pyrrhusir the next couple days, and then headed to Restalios. Perhaps I'll hop on. It's been a bit since I took a ride.
Can you believe they haven't offered me one yet?
Well, they don't typically like to hand it out for joy rides, but when I can make it convenient, they can't put up much of a fight, since I am one of the Rosewoods.
I'll have to get a schedule at some point. You are okay, right?
Of course. I'm Rafe. It's what I do. Also, I don't think I've ever been invisible before. That could come in quite handy in various other situations. Feel free to tell me how I can access that in the future.
I feel like that would just be encouragement for you to get into even more trouble than you already do.
Well, that's exactly the point. You guys. Sister and brother away for a bit. And the night fades. What are the rest of you doing in that time?
I wanted to talk to Brightwing about
Okay.
surveillance, because we didn't have any, and I hate that. You mentioned scrying on people.
Yes, I've never been able to, but I've been noodling, as you say.
You remember after the attack at my home,
Yes,
when I asked you to look.
that is what motivated me to.
We didn't do that for any of that.
Thought I didn't have it then.
That's why I didn't ask you. But my concern is still there.
I can't do it right now.
No,
But
I'm not
tomorrow-
asking you to. I'm more asking you to just... That would have been the best time to be paying attention on their part. There was nothing we could do about it. But looking at it now,
I
I'm
should
worried
have.
we were...
I should have seen it.
We were blinded by our own concern. We had a goal. That's not your fault.
I have seen some very terrible things. That was. Even the attack on Broward, as awful as it was, I don't know why, but that felt.
Because these were people. People who might not have even wanted to do what they were doing to us. And to them.
I have felt anger before, but I feel hatred now. I don't like it.
I will give her a very tight hug. And with a smirk that you can't see, not as a condescending one, she's just gonna go, "What color is my fur?"
It is black.
What do I use in battle?
A spear. And a shield.
And are we still breathing?
Yes.
You are allowed to feel about this however you want. I won't stop you. But I do not want you to take this on yourself. You did incredible today for everything we asked of you. Don't take this as a loss when you achieved a lot.
I can't promise I won't, but I will try.
I will let her go and pat her on the head. Again, the lack of discretion is something I realize now. If people have listened in on our conversation and are aware of what we know, that's unfortunate, and we're gonna adapt. We can't always watch it. But I do think we need to stay close to each other tonight, not be alone.
Okay.
Speaking of which, where is Yasna?
Where are you, Gosnip?
I'm alone.
Exactly!
He probably went down the hall into one of the rooms.
Anything in particular you want to do? Or just reflect?
You gonna be quiet tonight?
Okay. Okay.
I think
You guys. Oh, yeah.
one quick thing as Eclipse starts to walk and say to find everyone, Brightwing kind of stands back for just a second. Eclipse, I don't want anyone else to die. They're going to stop them.
I can't promise you that people won't. Because I can't even promise myself that we won't. Or anyone. But we're gonna fucking try.
We're going to fucking try.
Hell yeah. All right. You guys, whether in a living room snuggle puddle or wherever you choose to eventually find rest. Easier
if need
for
be,
some
I
than
will
others.
re-explain the reason why I'm like, we are having a pillow fort because we are friends who have experienced trauma, and that is the only reason I'm gonna give.
Yep. Facts.
So that I don't
Okay.
have to worry about that being relayed again.
All right. The night passes. The Saturday of the gala finally passes.
Holy
It is
shit.
a new day, and everyone besides Eclipse
long
is
day.
now level 9.
Shut up, gamers! Let's go!
Yay!
We will take a break there.
There it is.
Okay. Bringing it back in. Level 9. Should we roll hit points? Has anyone not rolled hit points?
I have not.
I didn't roll hit
Okay.
points. No, I didn't.
Roll hit points.
I rolled it last night.
Is it?
It was
He's
a
hit.
4, right?
It was a 7, yo.
Oh, it was a
Whoa!
7.
I got
Wow.
a 6.
Okay.
What do I do?
Roll a d8.
Roll a d8.
So we're long
Unless you
resting,
multi-class.
Once you re-roll, nope, you
Oh, thank-
re-roll that.
Thank God.
correct?
Ah!
This is the long rest. This is the long
Yeah.
sleep.
Long rest has been taken.
The big
3.
sleep.
Okay.
Taking the big sleep.
Ha! I have funny number hit points.
Yes!
Let's go.
Pretty
Full
good.
level.
You know?
Eclipse,
I
did you
might-
roll?
I did when I left.
Oh, yeah, you already leveled up a
Yeah.
long time ago. Thank you.
Yes.
Okay.
Like a month ago at this
Me
point.
too.
I know. What? You have
I-
69 also?
Oh my
Right.
god.
What is the Osnip at?
Not 60. I'm at 64.
Damn it!
Oh man, we need to
No,
get you
no,
5
no.
temporary hit points.
It's close. It's like 69, but it's got a
Wait,
point
that's
instead of
aid!
around.
Oh, but
Wait,
it
somebody cast
can't be
aid.
cast on everyone else. It has to be only
Yeah,
Yosnip
just put
and
8 on me.
Eclipse and
I was like,
Edgeworth.
why did I have 130? And it was because of the ceremony.
Hmm.
Okay, just want to make sure. All right.
And you
All
had
right.
aid. You had aid yesterday too. I cast aid on everybody.
Okay. that makes sense.
This is
Morning
second one.
arrives. What would you all like to do?
I'm gonna sit up.
Mm-hmm.
Pull the note that's still in my
Mm-hmm.
outfit out because we just slept in clothes. Apparently, I don't remember changing.
Oh yeah,
I
how long
packed
does
out.
that stay?
The note?
Yeah, it's supposed to. Oh wait, no, I've kept them. Never mind, it doesn't go anywhere.
Yeah, you've kept them, or sometimes you can throw them into fire, burn them away,
Right,
but
okay.
yeah, they don't disappear.
I was like,
This message will self-destruct.
I couldn't even remember, but yes, I have kept them. I forgot about that because I have the scraps I was reading through last time.
Megan, for
Alright.
your preview, I also have sending prepare if you want to split up who we're talking to today.
Yeah, we might need to. This is gonna be a phone call day.
This is gonna be. We're gonna
Oh,
talk to
gosh.
you all.
I will lay on the floor and stare at the ceiling, pretending that I can see something that's probably watching us with utmost concern.
Brightly
Okay.
comes in with a tray of.
I'm putting my armor back on.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
same.
Yeah, that is
That's the
correct.
first thing I did.
Yeah.
No
These are
more
valid
13 hit
concerns.
points.
Hit points, armor class.
Armor class. Yo, having a 13 armor class was really scary.
Mm-hmm.
That was not fun.
Okay. What do we tell Sam? I may or may not have talked to her yesterday for just like
That makes so much sense. All right.
probably should have waited. And I got this back. I don't think she
Oh,
was
look.
satisfied with my lack of response.
I'll look at it and just kind of. I'll wave
Um,
the paper as well if we want it.
Oh, well,
So that's up
That
to
might
you.
be-
It does have more words.
more space. Yeah,
A bit more space.
I think this explanation might require a bit more space.
I'll slide it over to you and give you a pen.
I'll write very small.
Also to save on some magic in case we need it. I will mark off one use of the paper. You can
Paper.
put 250 words roughly on it.
Hmm.
That's a lot.
That's why I was like, here you go.
Yeah.
We cast exposition for real. Right now.
We cast thesis statement.
We cast thesis statement.
I will write Mrs. and then cross it off and write Ms. Sam.
Ah,
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
I love it.
Your bitch ass husband
Mm-hmm.
is still a
It should
bitch.
just be where it says X and then put it in like the little caret, like you're trying to edit your own paper.
Uh-huh.
To shove that in there.
Ex-husband, yeah, like all of the text, yeah. Husband, carrot, ex-husband
Yeah.
is still a bitch.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck you.
We were hired to prevent an attack at a party where his guards were supposed to be on duty. They failed.
Mm-hmm.
Thankfully, we had moderate success. Most people are okay.
In-laws not amongst casualties. Tragic.
Yeah.
Oh
Um,
no.
Oh,
Any-
shame.
God, I don't know.
It doesn't have to be 250 words. I just don't
I
want you to
know.
be confined to 25 more. Or
I guess I was just
Yeah.
trying to think of what more.
You can say we didn't see
Yeah.
kids.
Brightwing listened in for a little bit and didn't hear any word on the kids, unfortunately.
Mm-mm. They were very concerned about you being there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Nas did this thing where he made it sound like it was you. It scared the absolute piss out of them.
Tell her that there's a wanted poster for her in the
Mhm.
city.
Yeah. Which we're sure aware of.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're dangerously reaching the limit. Probably fit one more anecdote in there.
I think the rest is just swear words about her husband.
Yeah. Bitch ass punk bitch. Like big letter.
You're better than him. You know
You
it. We
deserve
know it.
better. Back
Uh-huh.
page.
Okay.
Over, continue.
And sign it like
Eh.
TH with the big, like H with the like. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Oh my god, yes.
Okay.
Logo.
You send it away. Annika, do you want to hop on and say things like they just did, or do you want to write something and we'll get it in a bit?
If you even want to use a charge of it, honestly.
We can follow up.
Yeah, I
Well,
can send.
the hope is that these are for emergencies when you guys run out of spells, but because this would require a lot more than the 25 words,
Mhm.
this calls for it at the moment, but I don't want to start spending a bunch of them doing
I
the
also
back and forth.
feel if we send to her, most of the words would be.
Yeah,
swears.
yeah. It's
Is it too late to say like might try sending later today?
Yeah,
that's
Okay.
fine.
that's good.
Yeah. P.S. Might try sending later today.
Yeah,
All
that
right.
makes sense.
Keep
We'll
your
we'll
ears
see what
open.
Annika says. In the meantime, what else are you doing this morning? Okay, she's
Um,
writing it down.
Brightwing, you mentioned being able to spy on people. Is that
Mhm.
something that you can just do, or do you need something to assist with that?
Well, it is not guaranteed. If their mind is of fortitude, it might not work. I can. That requires a lot of focus. And I could also just ask the wilds too, but I can't do both on the same day, I'm afraid.
Right, but do you need like an item or an object with which to cast that
That's
spell?
a good question. Oh, actually, no, I don't. Matt,
Yes.
it says a focus worth 1,000 gold, such as crystal ball or silver mirror, or a font filled with holy water. I can make holy water.
A
But what is-
font filled
a-
with holy water?
What the heck is a font? What is that?
I think that's like a little miniature fountain.
What's a font?
Oh gosh.
A vessel containing holy water, which is generally placed near the entrance of a church. It is obviously
Like the little
often
hand
placed
washy
at the
one?
base of a crucifix or other Christian art. So I
How
think
big does it need to be? What is the volume of a font?
It would need to be.
What is the SP velocity of an unladen swallow?
It
No,
would
fucking
need.
no.
It takes gold's worth of something to make holy water, right?
Silver.
Mhm. Silver.
So it would probably be a basin that held as much holy water as 1,000 gold pieces made, because that monetary price to
Damn
the
it.
spell's value is key.
Okay. I can't do it right now. We would have to procure what I am assuming is a very well made object. But I believe, don't quote me. Hold on, I need to read my spells. One
Oh,
second.
wait.
Start combing the Rosewood house for a very large,
It
expensive
looks
mirror.
like the bowl is typically a 3.5 by 9.5. No, it has a 5.5-inch diameter of the bowl, and I think it's like 3 inches deep. So
Yeah, that's
a lot of
decent
water.
amount
A
Yeah.
lot of holy water.
That's a lot of water.
It's a
What's
lot of
fun-
water.
You know what's funny? Commune, the components are incense and a vial of holy or unholy water. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, there's
You
also
just gotta
different
have
sizes
water.
of fonts.
Holy
I'm not an
water.
expert. I'm sorry.
No, I think
Water.
it's holy or explicitly like unholy, as in like
Yeah, it's.
Oh, you can make unholy water?
there's
not just-
it's just
baptismal
regular water.
fonts, There's
That's crazy.
is it,
I didn't
it's
know
not
that.
like is that like gray water, like the water that goes to toilets?
Wizards of the Coast, get it together. Make that cubic feet of water. What the fuck is wrong with you?
True.
I don't fucking understand. Anyways.
I don't know what a font is. Okay.
Bullshit.
But we can maybe try to, with the money that we will get from Rylas, try to procure such an object. But I can talk to the wilds and see what they say. If you have specific questions, you might answer it.
I think we might need some time to process. I like that idea. I don't know. I think my head's still reeling a little bit. Is it better to ask when it's fresh, or is it better to ask once you've had some time?
Well, it is not as if it goes away. I have the spell slot, so
Okay. Yeah, kind of now what though? I feel like we didn't have. We've always had a next.
well,
And-
maybe we could ask, were the riflemen coerced or magically,
Influenced.
influenced to do what they did?
Irritating because I believe it, but it would also kind of explain why the captain they had was
Had no idea.
also shot. Not even that he had no
true.
idea, he was shot. And I don't. Unless it was agreed upon amongst all of them to do something like that, I'm pretty sure he just got caught in it.
I think that is true. We could also just get it out of the way and ask if the orcs were involved with last night's attack.
Mm-hmm. How many questions do you get?
I think I have enough energy for 3.
So, if they were. Are we going to specify between control and coerced? For the riflemen? Because those
I
are
guess
two
I
different
could-
things.
Yes, I guess I could just say, were the riflemen magically influenced to...
I think that's vague enough to cover both. Yeah.
Yes.
Mhm.
So if they were magically influenced, the orcs were involved.
If
The Ivory Guard were pulled away.
yeah,
If they were left out intentionally.
if the Ivory Guard were intentionally left out, I think that's a good first 3, and that would give us some time. Everything else is speculation. I feel like we've got good
I think-
reason to suspect those.
Yes. And I think those would lead to us to maybe find the hard evidence that
We
they
could
want...
Yeah, we
Got
could
it.
search.
And we also check for privacy.
What do you... Oh, with someone doing what I was suggesting?
Is that possible to do at the same time, or are we just gonna wing it?
I don't know how to secure... Oh, I have... Oh, yes.
Detect.
That is a
Or
good
not.
question, Matthew. Can I have detect magic up while I do commune?
If the answer is no, that's okay. Again, I don't understand how this stuff works, so this is a paranoia.
I don't.
Can
this is
you
Leah.
have detect magic up while you commune?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, or even if you do it before you commune is really.
You
what I'm
could
looking
do it
for.
before you commune, but the detect magic is concentration. Once you start your commune ritual, it would kill the detect magic.
Is commune concentration?
But it's a ritual, so I think that's the
Oh,
point. You need
I
full
understand.
focus on a ritual.
I understand. Yeah, that
Right.
makes sense.
But the odds of some, I mean, like, at least then we would know if people
I
are.
mean, I can do it detect magic. Y'all, that's a first level spell.
I
That's
missed it yesterday. I'm sure it's gonna bite me in the
It's
ass later.
Bro.
No, I'm shy.
Okay. I will start to ritually cast detect magic, Matt, while I'm getting ready to cast commune and setting up my little incense. You know, and
Man, she going nuts.
Okay, so first of all, do you have a vial of holy water?
yeah, I do.
Okay, in your inventory.
I believe so. I believe I made it.
Did we not get an orb? Or am I?
I'm gonna looking through the Rosewood house
You
for
left
like.
your. Are you talking about the orb that prevented people from scrying on you?
No. I thought did we ever have a crystal orb? I thought we had one at one point, but I might be totally wrong
Oh.
on that.
Spells.
Okay, cool.
I don't think so.
I am thinking of something else.
Oh,
I'm gonna go find the fanciest mirror in this fucking house.
Let's go.
That's a pretty fancy ass mirror.
I will go with to help carry it. Damn, it's
Spells.
very
I
heavy.
thought I was pretty. No, because I did. It's not in my inventory. That's on me. But I remember I specifically was like, hey, I'm going to take the time to get this stuff so I could use it to make holy water. Like, and I was like doing the math on it that it's cheaper to do it this way. That I would have and you said that I would have 2 vials of holy water in that instance for spell use.
You're
You're
muted.
muted. I did
Is
not
that
write
like
it
powdered
down.
silver that you need to buy?
Yeah. And I bought the powdered silver to use to make holy water.
Okay.
Holy water.
Holly water.
And you said that it would be enough for 2 uses, like in
Cauliflower.
the sense that like if you bought it this way, you would be the equivalent of like 2 vials.
Okay. That I remember that happening. I think it might have been in Hawkholm at
Yeah.
the magic shop. So
Yes.
add
Oh.
a vial of holy water since one of them you're about to use
Okay. Okay.
to your
okay.
inventory. Okay, so you're gonna start setting up the ritual components for commune while casting detect magic.
Mm-hmm.
Well, are you ritual casting detect magic
That is what was said.
No.
to save a spell
Oh,
slot?
okay.
I'll just
You can do the detect magic first. That's not the problem. I'm just asking if it can be done at all. If you
Yeah.
Could she set up the
that's
ritual
okay.
for commune and like have it all ready to go, and then cast detect magic right before she casts commune, but right before she
Yeah,
goes
that's what
through
I'm
with the
trying
rest
to
of
do.
commune,
Yeah.
like just so it like the
but
timing
skipping
is
the
more
ritual of detect
close.
magic.
Oh gosh. So what you're intending is that the detect magic doesn't ensure you're unwatched, and then in the 10 minutes it takes to cast the scry, something else starts watching you? Is that your concern?
I will do the 10-minute ritual of like getting the things ready for commune, but not cast it yet, but instead cast detect magic to check out the space around us if someone's crying, and then if no one is, then I will cast commune. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay.
It would probably
Kind
cost a
of.
spell slot.
I mean, the thing is that a ritual spell doesn't necessarily, like, the 10 minutes involved in doing that. Well, technically, actually,
Even if she didn't ritually cast.
scrying's not a ritual spell. It just takes 10 minutes to cast.
Oh. Okay.
Are you scrying right
So
She's gonna.
it's
she's
not that you're setting it
scrying,
up.
She's casting commune. She's setting up all the
She's
stuff for
casting
commune.
I see what you're saying.
I don't
And
have a
so she
fancy ass
wants-
mirror, Matt.
Okay,
That we were
okay,
going to
okay,
go
okay.
look for a mirror so we could have it in the future
Okay.
to see if we even had something that was mobile that would.
Okay. I was
Wow.
confused. I was confused about
that
the
was
mirror. Okay.
yeah.
now? We cast
Um,
shrink on it.
So that requires
have
a
reduced, but it
silver
only lasts a
mirror
minute.
worth 1,000 gold. You are not going to have that in your house.
Damn it.
That is going to be something that is specifically made for this purpose, basically. Like,
It's very.
even very rich aristocrats aren't going to have a silver mirror worth 1,000 golds just lying around.
You don't know.
It's an old house.
That's
man.
a lot
that's a-
of money.
That's a valid question.
That is a heavily magic.
We have found
intensive
hands.
thing.
We
That's a
have
very-
found a diamond. We have
True.
found like
Well,
We
diamonds.
found a
There's many
sentient
diamonds
cat.
in rich people's houses.
We found
Okay.
a sentient
Listen,
cat.
listen,
Okay.
listen.
So Faye goes looking around the house for a silver mirror, finds some mirrors, but they're not worth 1,000 gold. They will not work for this purpose.
They're pretty
In
though.
the meantime, yes, they are very pretty. In the meantime, Brightwing starts setting up a commune ritual and casts Detect Magic with a spell slot.
I use a spot 5.
Okay. In the midst of Faye, well, first of all, I would like to point out, Nas is not present.
Oh, what?
Yes.
What? Were you not
I-
part of the pillow fort?
No.
What?
what?
Wait.
Wait.
I made express for
fine?
it. We were supposed to be all together.
Together.
I specifically said.
I specifically requested it.
Sneaky.
Ah. Okay, so you did not join the pillow fort. Am I correct? I would not have stood for this. That is not how this goes.
Did you go looking for him?
Yeah.
We didn't know he wasn't there. We would have not gone to sleep if we known he wasn't there.
Yeah.
I thought he was there.
We can't retcon all this now, though.
Whatever. All right.
Yeah, it's been too long.
That's some.
In any case, he's
That was
not
the
here
point.
currently this morning.
Fuck.
The original thing was defining alone.
Yeah, but
Damn it.
she said we're gonna find everyone and make a pillow
I
fort.
really didn't.
Then-
I was
then
like,
while
we're
she's
all
setting it
having a
up,
pillow
And
fort.
while I find the first mirror and go, oh, okay. And then, like, the big hall entryway mirror and just be like, that's probably the fanciest thing, right? And realize that that's not what we're looking for. Then I'm gonna knock on Naz's door.
Okay. Nas?
Probably open.
Like, you knock on it and it swings open.
Meow.
Hello?
Who has the earring?
You two.
Hello?
You and Brian.
Are you just sick of us?
Just recovering.
Are you irreparably damaged in some way?
Of course. This is happening from... The voice is coming from the bathroom.
I will like turn around and walk towards the bathroom and like lean on the door jamb, like
Uh-huh.
facing away. Have we
I'm gonna
offended you in some way? Are you
I'm gonna look
are you
at
avoiding
Faye real
us?
quick.
Did you? You mean Brightwing,
No.
or did you come with Faye?
I went with Faye.
We were
Oh,
we
okay,
were on a
okay.
mirror hunt and then
Oh, okay,
realized
okay.
Yeah.
like had the light bulb. She's still setting up the thing.
I'm
Yep.
alone.
I
Yep.
really, yeah, I was under the impression Yasnip was chilling with her, but now I'm really irritated that this was not communicated earlier because this is fucked up. And, alright. You think Edgeworth's been practicing his writing?
Only if Faye has been practicing her baking.
Okay, you can continue. And I will walk away back to Brightwing.
Valid.
Where is
How am I the only bitch
Put
that's
me
been
on the
remembering
fucking
to do
spot.
this?
Because this is your job.
It's the whole thing!
I was like, huh?
Guys!
Edgeworth is somewhere in the stable or running around outside.
My paranoia runs too deep for this party.
Edgeworth is in the pool still, just
Yes,
like
Edgeworth has spent most of his days in the floating in the pools in the garden in the backyard.
God damn it. Anyways, continue.
If you're not looking, you would probably smell like scents of lavender and perfume coming from the bathroom.
No, I'm not looking.
Of course.
Not a creep.
That's why I said scents.
Yeah. Well, Brightwing's going to talk to her nature here in a few minutes if you wanted to be there for that.
I might swing by. I'll be here.
Insight check.
Roll an insight check with disadvantage because it's just based on sound.
That's a 7.
Hmm. He'll be there.
Hmm. Okay.
Stop being sneaky.
Yeah. We'll go back to the
Okay.
nature conversation.
Okay. As you arrive back in that room, there is a small flash in front of you, Faye,
No.
and a plop down onto the carpet. And I will
I'm
Post-
paranoid.
the letter into the chat, and you can read it out loud.
Yay. We got mail.
Since I assume you would read it out loud.
You've got mail.
We got mail.
Fucking carrot accents. Oh my god.
Where is it? Oh,
In the Adventures in Aanthara VC
Okay.
chat.
As everyone spams it out of existence.
Oh god damn it.
so I'll walk trip over it, pick it up, walk into the room with the girls. Miss Faye Rosewood, a sending would be better suited to express my upset at the ex-husband. A way to reach you in person would be even better, aka get me out of Piracia. See you soon,
Where is
Sam.
that? Where's Pyrrhus here?
I have the map, but I'm not logged into Roll20.
She's in Piracia. The Renalia is leaving Piracia soon.
Is she gonna get on the airship?
She can get on the fucking boat.
Is that an airship or a boat? Because
Is it-
boats are a little sketchy these days.
That's yeah.
I'm gonna be honest.
I will I'll cast sending to Sam.
Okay.
An exit from Piracia may be arranged. Are you afraid of heights?
Annika?
While you're waiting.
Hello?
Fucking... What? Go ahead.
Alright, you hear back.
Mm-hmm.
Not particularly. What do you have in mind?
Wow, these are some short sendings.
There was no vetted frustration of the ex-husband whatsoever within that
Wasted.
sending.
There's so much magical wasted.
Hmm.
Must use all words.
Was see Yaznib's not with you.
Hmm?
Yaznib's not with you.
He is presumably in the tub. I did not check. Smelled like tub. I think he's overstimulated. I think he just needs some time.
That's fine. I just don't.
Yeah.
I'm really angry about it.
I got this from Sam. I think I need to talk to my brothers today. Maybe right when this is done, if you'd want to run down the next, what is it? Not the Horizon District, the
Mercari Wedge.
the Makari Wedge with me to go talk to them. But we might be able to get her here if the Renelia is leaving there.
I just worry about the initial point as of counting 3. I mean, we're in your house. You already know.
Mm-hmm.
Again, privacy's fine, and solidarity's great. Like, being alone, I get it. And I agree. Some of us do need time to ourselves. Yeah.
I mean, I could go back in there.
No. It was him.
I know.
As far as I know, unless someone's decided to, I don't know. I don't know anything. Magic's scary, and I'm not
I did also,
okay with this.
I don't know that I mentioned this. Someone tried to read my thoughts at the gala. Did I say that?
No.
I caught it immediately, and I feel like I didn't do a terrible job at pretending to be just a flippant performer, but I have no way of knowing who it was.
Okay.
So someone there was suspicious of us in some way, or of me. I had just made eye contact with the dry car. That seems too on the nose. It's not impossible.
Is it? Can you impact more than one person at a time with that?
No, it's a single target. Well, one at a time. I can flit, but I can't dig deep the way that they were trying to dig into my thoughts.
Well, it doesn't look like Brewing saw anything yet, unless she's still in the preparations.
Okay, so
I don't know if anyone heard us yesterday talking with Rylus. I don't know if we were paying attention. I don't know if anyone's watching us right now. We don't have any way to protect ourselves from it. That's the only reason I'm really worried about this.
Mm-hmm.
We've drawn a lot of attention. That's
I'm not
why
afraid
if
of
we get caught
attention.
off
I'm
guard-
afraid of the potential
Allegation.
repercussions of attention.
Yeah. That's why I'm hoping we don't be further than 2 people together. At least within reason.
Right. Well, let's. I know we're all curious as to how this ritual will go with Bright Wings, but then perhaps we can ring Nas out and at least 2 by 2 the rest of the day at a minimum.
Is there a way to contact him without going to bother him again? Without...
Kind of like judge the distance.
Mhm.
I have to point.
Uh-huh.
It's the least subtle part of the spell.
Just compass point.
Hey. I grew up here, it's fine. Kind of. When you're done, would you... Eclipse is nervous. We're all nervous. We miss you.
We love you.
Friends!
you.
We're your friends.
Give me 5 more minutes. I'll dry myself off and be down.
Oh, he is in the tub.
Guys, he's summoning Cthulhu in the bathtub and we are not stopping him. Please.
Real.
100% assigned to his.
Why are we not paying attention?
What the heck? I
Okay.
don't
Wondering.
trust you, Brian.
He's casting a ritual.
Leah, are you holding, with this information being passed along, are you holding for the Detect Magic Commune combo until everyone's around?
I would assume so.
Okay.
I have
In
made no
the-
indication you have to, but that's up to you.
5 minutes it takes for Nas to show back up. Oh, good heavens.
There's an attack on the house.
No,
There's an
Carlina
explosion.
shuffles into the room, looks around at all of the strange nature incense ritual stuff.
Miss Rosewood, there is a gentleman outside. A Mr. Tyrael.
Yeah. Thank you. He's most welcome. I'll come with you.
Oh,
Excellent. Brings you to the door. Rylus is indeed there. Has a sack. Hands it over. Was able to get that quickly. Also, I can move without being seen very easily, so don't worry about me being here.
Okay.
And a third thing.
Yep, get him in the house. Get him in the house.
Yeah, just like in like.
Oh.
In...
Right.
Come on.
Comes in.
Very
Do you
at
bring him to the
knocking.
living room?
Stands in the fucking doorway.
Yeah, like no. Like I would not have taken the bag. It would have been like a
Okay.
yoink, and then like at least the foyer. But
Yeah.
For the record, just to be clear, your front door is not visible from the street.
True.
That doesn't
It is-
matter.
It is hundreds of feet.
That doesn't
This is not a let's talk on your doorstep
This is
situation.
yeah,
Sure, that's fair.
like yeah.
You're.
at least-
I'm just saying you're in the
there's a
midst of
foyer
a
for-
several
there's a-
100-foot
there's-
radius estate.
Yeah, but there's like
Okay.
a comfortable entryway
outside.
specifically designed to have these conversations in.
Steps in. The figure who was seeking the research on the relics. You remember from our conversation the other day?
Mhm.
We have the name. It's Elena Meridian.
But you gave us that name. Why is that familiar?
Right.
Yes.
There's someone, I believe, who could help you find her. She's sort of the Arcanist's little black book of Ilmara. Name is Natalia Breedlove. You'd likely find her at the Sapphire. Most days. Very hard to miss. Quite a colorful character. Purple hair, human, tattoos. Not particularly modest. You see him like have a slight awkward side glance thing.
Oh.
Not with a name like Breedlove.
Yeah.
Whoa.
I mean,
Okay. What's
If-
the sapphire?
Anyone would
Right.
be able to help you track down Meridian. It would likely be her.
how do you know of this person?
We've had brief conversations with her in the past. She's brought us, I suppose it would often be called dirt in the streets on various Arcanists. She seems to have a bit of a, well, I wouldn't presume to call it a vendetta, but when someone's out of line,
Do you
She'll
believe
let
her
us
to be neutral, or do you believe her to be someone with an agenda?
I'm sure she has her own agenda. Most people do. If you mean in concert with all of the rest of what's going on right now, I couldn't say. I'd leave that up to your evaluation. But if anyone was to know the whereabouts of arcanists less publicly known, she might be the one.
Can you hang out for a few minutes? Brightwing is about to try a new trick, what she disclosed yesterday of talking to her while...
If I'm invited, I'd love to watch.
Well, this is me inviting, so let's perhaps ask her as well, but I think you're part of the trusted circle at this point.
I appreciate that. All right. Sets down the gold.
Picks it back
Or
up.
platinum. Uh-huh. Okay, and you guys make your way back?
Yeah, I would maybe message, like, Eclipse or somebody, like, maybe Brightwing or Eclipse. Eclipse is taller, she's easier target.
Easier to hit.
It's like, ping! Oh, yes, Rylus is here. Are we comfortable with him
Sure.
observing?
You sure it's him? Listen, I have not seen him. I don't know nothing. What do you want from me?
I'll turn around. Are you really you?
I'm gonna yeet myself out a window.
What did I give you? What did I give you on the road from Leah to Ilmara?
Well, you gave me a speed boost, or my horse, at least. Which was quite helpful. Is that what you mean?
No, an item.
Matt might be forgetting.
Yes,
More than Rylus
Matt is
is.
trying to
Murder him!
remember this
It's not
item.
him!
I
It's
don't know
not
what
him.
you're talking about.
Oh, man. I remember someone...
It was very
eyeballing
sentimental,
his
Matt.
staff.
Declare
Yeah,
combat.
I know it was sentimental.
Roll initiative, Rylus.
We talked
I
about.
wonder if I put it in his inventory.
You should
Okay,
have.
you check that first. And I'll- We
What's
talked
her
about.
mother's name?
Yeah,
What's your mother's name?
What was
we
your
talked about
wife's name?
sharing
Oh yeah.
the burden of collecting memories and information.
Was it like
For
a
those that
couldn't do
journal
it
or
anymore.
something?
What?
Yeah, wasn't it?
Some kind of like journal?
Yeah, I made him a fucking journal out of my paint.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
I don't have it in his inventory. Okay, let me add it.
Wow.
Painted
Didn't care
journal.
that much.
Didn't even like it.
Silas actually was
Threw it
lying
off
the
his
entire
horse
time,
as
and
soon as he
threw it off
turned the
horse.
corner.
It turned into a paint splat
this
when
is
it hit
heavy.
the ground, and we just ignored it this whole time. That's fucking.
Listen, there are a gazillion things flying around this world.
That is no
is-
excuse.
Okay, it's in there. All right.
We are in a high
This is a
stress
nice
situation.
gesture.
How dare you?
How big was this journal?
Is it like a pocket book?
Like a book.
Thin? Thin?
Like maybe. I mean, it wasn't this thick. It was probably thinner. It was
Like a
probably-
thin
'cause-
journal.
Yeah, but like about this big.
100 pages.
100
no.
pages?
I think what I did was I
A
took like
sketchbook.
a bunch of pages out of because I had just been collecting paper. Like I have like scratch paper in the bag of holding. So I'd taken that, folded it in half,
Mhm.
bound it as best I could, and then made the cover for it.
Painted the cover. Okay. Was it a hardback?
Yeah, well, it
looked
was
book
leather. It
binding.
was like cured leather.
Okay. So it's potentially something that he could carry on his person easily.
Yes.
Is it like
All
What's
right.
the intention?
Then now
Yeah.
that Matt has been reminded,
Is it like
he will pull it out of
Kinda.
yeah, like that. Pull it out of the back of his
size of a
belt
switch case.
which case?
and like
Specifically
flip
the
very
Mario
quickly
Kart
through the first
Deluxe.
few pages too fast for you to get any words, but you see that there's like a few pages worth of written content.
All right.
Am I cleared now?
Imposter.
Impostable. Yes. thank
Emergency
you.
meeting declared immediately.
Am I supposed to return the favor somehow?
I'm sorry?
Test you back?
Would you like to?
I don't know. That's the protocol you've established as a group.
We just...
Or was this just a test for me?
We are aware of the magical prowess of the people that we have begun to make an increasingly public stand against. And just wish to be careful.
My incense is about to burn out. If we are going to do it, we should do it now.
You know Eclipse would trust your judgment if you had figured it out. She just says it as a...
Yeah. No, I'm
I
just
think
giving Matt a hard time.
That's
I'll
true.
trust you. All right.
That's valid.
You all head in. Nas, are you there?
In a bathrobe and
There it
slippers.
is!
Hey,
It
yo!
was just self-care. You know, we love the self-care.
Okay.
We love self-care.
Love self-care.
Violet's gives you half a look, and then looks to Brightwing.
Damn, not even a full.
Oh.
A half.
Hawati! Did not know you would be here for this.
I didn't either, but I've been invited apparently, and tested.
Sorry.
Did you pass? I'm not sure.
Yes, Brightwing, I've brought a traitor into our midst.
I slammed my hand on the gun.
Oh, that sort of test. Oh, well. Okay. Didn't know if it was like to spell your name or something like that. Okay.
Depending on the language, that could be difficult.
Spell your name backwards now.
Y-E-F.
Indeed speech, whatever it's called.
Yep.
All right, I'm going to cast.
My name is Yep.
Okay.
I'm going to cast commune. Gosh, what were the questions? What
I
is
don't
that?
know, what were the
What is
questions?
happening? This is a serious conversation. We're contacting my god, and you guys are acting like. What is going on? This is serious roleplay here, y'all.
I don't even know what's happening, to be perfectly honest.
Sorry, continue.
I'm not sure if I missed something or if I'm just outside of the joke. Or maybe it was in a secret chat I'm not in.
Okay.
I spelled your name backwards, so I said Y-E-F, and I said Yef. I said,
That's
my name
it.
is Yef.
Oh, my name is Jeff.
My name is Yef. That's my new D&D character. Write it down from the summer. That's Yef is mine. My
Mhm.
name is Yef.
My name is Jeff.
My name Yef. Okay. Oh, serious. I'm talking to the wilds. This is very important, guys. I'm talking to the god. Wow. Okay. All right. My first question was just clarification. Were the riflemen magically influenced in any way to attack?
Okay. The incense of your ritual is free flowing as incense smoke would be, but then as you ask this question, it sort of shifts and seems to form into the shape of like a small stem or shoot, and then it blossom appears at the top and it blooms, And you get the sense that that means yes.
Were the Rorks involved in the attack last night? Hmm. Don't know if I should have worded that better.
Ooh wee. The flower petals seem to slowly wilt away and then fall off and scatter into smoke and then into nothing. And the stem remains, and you get the sense that it's not a clear yes or no. It may have been the wording of the question, it may be the nature of the situation, but it doesn't seem to be clearly yes or no. It's like a indistinct.
Were the Ivory Guard intentionally not stationed in the garden?
Man, you are answering complicated or asking complicated questions.
That's a yes or no. It's not complicated.
It is complicated because the piece of intentionality is very interesting. The bud regrows from the stem, but doesn't blossom. And it feels like a soft yes, but there's some complexity in it. And then the incense dissipates.
The riflemen were magically influenced. They weren't sure if the Works were involved, but it wasn't a no either, or a yes. It's uncertain. I might be able to get clarification on that with a better choice worded question at a later date. As for where the Ivory Guard was, that was a yes, but not such a resounding yes as the first one. I felt like there was more to it than that.
Interesting. These answers are coming from a spiritual source? And I don't mean to offend in any way, but we can assume it to be trustworthy.
Of course. It's not a lie. It's 100% true.
He's rolling an insight check.
He believes it to be true.
It's yeah. It's exactly that.
Okay, you know what? With a natural 20 for a 33, Brightwing, are there any vestiges of doubt in your mind about the wilds?
No,
Okay.
none whatsoever.
Okay. You see him like slightly cock his head and evaluate you as you answer. Well, I respect your conviction. I didn't honestly have the highest hopes for the clearest answers, so this doesn't disappoint. In fact, the first answer being clear is extremely helpful. That may give me the ammunition necessary to convince the god that additional witnesses should be present, perhaps some with magical intuition or understanding. This is a very useful skill.
I have been working on it ever since the attack in Olea. Be able to directly communicate to get the right answers, you know.
Well, I hope you won't begrudge me every year or so sending a quick question your way for an answer. It would be quite helpful.
I do not mind using the energy for it if it would be of use.
Alright. Well, at the very least, there seems to be enough question behind both the Rorks and the god to include them in further investigation. Though that is, I think it goes without saying, an extremely sensitive endeavor in both regards. I'll be doing my own. I don't know if you plan to as well. Have
I
you
don't.
decided whether you'll be here in the city for long?
I don't think we have concrete plans yet. You've given us something to do. Fill you all in. Perhaps that's still unrelated, but it might be a welcome distraction.
Indeed. And if your suspicions are to be believed, there's less unrelated into the ongoing events than perhaps there should be. So
I worry about that, though. I worry that because several things that we've investigated recently have been linked, that would encourage us to seek connections where there may not be any for other things.
well, being aware of that concern or flaw is a good first step to avoiding it, so I hope you'll keep me abreast, and I'll let you know if I get a chance to listen in on the interrogation. I imagine it'll happen soon. This isn't the kind of thing to put off. Thank you for the invite. Lovely home.
Here's a treehouse in the backyard.
I imagine it is a fine treehouse. Alright. Stay safe.
You as well.
About faces and heads out.
I think I should have said things better.
Maybe this will make you feel better and smack a bag of platinum into the middle of the floor.
50 platinum.
I shall have platinum.
50?
500 gold was the price.
5,000 gold is the price.
No. Brian!
I have in my notes 5,000. Maybe.
Yeah,
Unless
wasn't
the
it like
5,000
a
was from the
ridiculous
other
amount
payment,
of
I don't
money?
remember.
Because we did
Yeah,
some
they're wrong.
dangerous shit.
500 platinum was the assassin's death's price.
Okay.
500 gold was the
Getting
protect
shot.
the yes.
So are we
Gala
taking?
price.
So the money that we were divvying out earlier.
Did not include that.
So this is all. This is fresh.
This is
This is your-
new.
This
Everyone
was to be
gets-
paid after the gala. Yes, you got a stipend for clothes before the gala, but this is the post-gala
Right.
reward.
Everyone
the
gets 10
wing
platinum,
promise.
party fund gets 10.
Word.
And
What would you all like to do?
I will. So,
I want to message the dry car.
I, you know,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to be honest. I was thinking about it last night, and I have sending, and I was, because I was, already checking in on him yesterday, and he was not there, so I think it'd be a non-suspicious thing because I was already doing it yesterday. And be like, I just want to make sure you're okay, and you're alive, If that makes sense.
the gesture does make sense. The problem is I don't know if he saw you tending to people. I don't know if he's aware of your intentions.
or the fact that we were helpful in that.
That is
Like,
true.
he noped out pretty quick, if
Mhm,
the
mhm.
echoes of magic are to be believed. Rylus did give me the name of a woman who. So he had told us about Elena Meridian, the person that they had discovered was using the library to research the Elder Relics. Yes. There's a woman that frequents the Sapphire named Natalia Breedlove, who is apparently the Arcanist's little black book, and may be able to give us some insight. I am not of a mind to think of what we might even ask her at this moment, but
That was
It
a
might
lot
be
of
a-
words that I did not know what that meant, but I will just go along with it.
they are she's like an informant, like someone who knows a lot of things about a lot of people and is willing to part with that information
Oh,
for various levels of motivation. But I do need to go talk to my brothers and see if we could potentially first of all make them aware of what's happened, if Rafe hasn't already, although I imagine he's probably still sleeping. But there's this, and like flip it and hand it to Nas because he didn't see it.
Heresy.
The Renalia is scheduled to soon leave Pyrrhia.
She was a
Sam
good time,
could come
then.
here.
I don't know what time she needs. I don't know. We could find out more. But
I think it is definitely worth a shot, yes?
it says get me out of Pyrrhia. That
This is
seems like a pretty definitive request.
Excuse me.
Interesting that she wants to leave so soon. She must have only just gotten there a day ago.
Well, was she not just looking for where her family was? And her family is here, yes?
I don't know what she was looking for.
Yes, that is true.
What do you have in mind?
Well, if we could get her on the ship. I don't know. I just thought if they had space for her and could communicate, she could hop a leg up here, be up here within a few days. We could kind of go from there. Maybe she would have some more insight into the rocks, help us with some research. The problem would be the wanted posters.
About
But-
to say. We need to clear her name if she would like to walk around here with no trouble. But I
He
don't
is
know
also
how to do that.
he's also very capable of not being seen.
Mhm.
I don't know if that's so much of a problem as it is. I highly doubt we can clear her name under these conditions.
Not right now, but between all of our abilities, I think.
She should be okay.
And her own.
Right. Her being part of the hour.
Mm.
Okay.
Not a bad idea.
Just
It's
lock this in Elmara a bit longer. How long
But
does it
if
take for an airship to travel? Matt, how long does it take an airship to travel from...
you
the
are
Peninsula
asking
back?
that question,
From Pyrasil to Amara,
Yeah.
you would know very well it would take about 2 days.
At least 2, 3, maybe 4 days, depending on when they leave.
well, that gives us. I mean, if we did want to question this breedlove woman, plus we could have our own share of fun. That was kind of mandatory fun. We could have a little more unsupervised fun.
Feels a bit weird to have fun.
Don't think so.
What is it they
Think
say?
it's a
You
good
cannot pour
thing.
from an empty cup. Cannot give what we do not have. So if we do not feel well and excited about what it is we're doing, we will not be able to fully commit. I don't know. Maybe that's
Isn't another
little
one
too
to live
abstract.
for the people who can't.
I knows when you're down, it's a good time to go to a casino, because then all you can do is win.
Well, we did just get all this money. But
we did get
I-
some money.
I
I understand
guess
your sentiment.
we could try.
I mean, you can't go any lower, so might as well go up.
Alright. Are you okay? I mean, you look comfortable, but you kind of disappeared.
Last night was a bit rough, yes, but I'm fine now.
Insight check.
Roll an insight check.
Insight.
Telling you, man, you sound like Cthulhu.
Pretty good. $26.
You can
Natural
roll something if
one.
you'd like.
It's
Oh
a good-
my gosh! Or what does Brightwing get?
So
She
you
wants to
can...
take our fucking headphones off. And...
No, you would
Okay.
all probably be able to pick it up that the mention of being fine, there's a bit of trepidation.
Is it like a distracted, or is it a that I'm not ready to talk about it?
It's like he's trying to not think about it anymore kind of thing.
Disassociation.
Yeah.
Hmm. Is it sort of kind of related to the trauma of Proward?
No.
Okay. I'm just making sure.
And I would say, to put to an effect, that was very much like Proward, and I'll say this in a way, and this doesn't condone, and this is 2 years back at this point. Proward was manipulation. Like everything he did there was manipulating the narrative to fit what he needed to have happen. Like around choosing the kids to move, all that stuff. This is more, I just don't want to be me for a minute. That's kind of where he is.
I also want to apologize. I accidentally said Nas last night to Rylus, and I realized that after I said it. But I tried not to make it known that I messed up, but I'm really sorry.
Common isn't your first language, and Yasnip and Naz are close enough together that it could be an affectionate nickname that's easier for you to say. Didn't give him pause.
Say it was a nickname. You could say the nickname Schnoz, because I do have a rather large nose. And then the nose will just grow.
Mm-hmm.
Also, guys, she cussed yesterday.
What did she say?
Can I tell them?
No, I want to hear it from her.
I do.
Yeah, we've broken the seal now. Let's go. Bring it on.
I want to say it again. I was very mad last night.
She said from inside the hat that she doesn't have.
Her feathers
Yeah,
are going.
not
Her
if
feathers
It's
like
not
quickly
like
up
her
her arm feathers.
The one feather is down.
Nah, she's like, she has her feathers like going like this.
Yeah.
Bad word.
Which
It's a
one?
very
There's many.
serious one.
There's many very serious ones.
I'm not trying to build a habit. I was a little proud of you.
Say it. Say it.
I'll say it in Korean.
Say it.
Oh my god.
Do you know the Khaing word?
Well, yeah, she would know it.
Okay,
I
what
don't
is it?
know it. I
Well,
don't
no,
know
you
it.
have to decide now.
What is the Korean word for to strike?
I don't freaking know. Chat.
Yeah, I'm going right now.
GPT?
Chat GPT, please and thank you.
What are you eating?
The single syllable option is just wa, and the 2-syllable option is Makai.
Okay, wait. So is Wawa Weewa even worse?
Oh,
Fuck.
fucker, fuck. Wait. Wow,
Has to be wah.
Fucker, fuck. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wah, wee, wah.
I'm sorry. I have
That
been
is
very
so funny.
out of pocket lately. I apologize.
You've been speaking Korean this whole time, Matthew.
Wow,
Matt's just been cussing in his own way.
Wayne is just matinese.
I mean, doesn't that make sense? Yeah.
I mean, true.
That's
What was the second one?
Makai.
I feel like that was the name for something else.
Yeah.
That's kind of.
That
Is there something
sounds
that sounds a
familiar.
bit more offensive? Both those, they don't sound offensive enough. You know what I mean?
Yeah, wah
I mean-
sounds like something you could say on accident.
Wah!
Wah?
Yeah.
I mean, it's a 1-syllable word, like
Wah.
fuck. Wah.
Waluigi's a fucking
Yeah, wait, Waluigi's
sailor.
just cussing all the time.
He's just a sailor.
But it fits the whole denotion of whack. Whack.
Yeah. Yeah.
True.
I don't like wah.
It could just be whack
Yeah. Maybe whack. That sounds like a good cuss word.
with a good on the
yeah.
k. Yeah.
Yeah.
Whack.
Wah.
That's good. I like that. All right, that's the cuss word for fuck. Put it in the dictionary.
You want to walk?
She says it very like timidly. She goes like
Whack?
Walk?
That is not what she said.
it's
Walk?
F.
Oh, that
F.
one. It's a good first choice.
There's
I-
there's so many possible ones that begin with F. I have to hear the whole word to know truly which ones that you're talking about.
What are the other ones that start with F?
True.
You tell me the one that you know, and I'll tell you the others.
I don't like this bargain.
If you do it, I will never make you say it again.
Oh, I will.
Make you being the right way.
You know what? I feel like now that the seal has been opened, the odds of it happening again in the future are higher. And I would much rather hear it and enjoy it in the moment than to coerce it out of you now.
That is correct. Regardless, that is what she said.
Mm,
It was
I
impressive.
for you.
Thank you.
It's a healthy outlet for anger.
The other ones being freak, frick, fudge, flip, flatulate.
Flip is not a swear.
It can
It's a
be.
substitute.
I like flip.
Well, you can't go to possible, well, actually,
I would
a
want
very
make
healthy
pancakes.
alternative is when, well, yes, you flip them. But
Well,
there's a number of
that-
things that
that
can
is not the
happen.
alternative. You cannot do the
Well,
alternative. Oh, you cannot do what that
well.
is the implied alternative to pancakes.
Well, proclamation is not always the intent either.
I can get through this.
You
I
can
feel like-
substitute the word with another one. And then once in a while it may slip out.
Censorship reasons.
Well, then the Korean term for the term then.
Oh, is that what that was?
Yes.
Oh, so you'll curse in another language, but not in one we understand.
Of course.
Damn.
Hmm.
Well,
You'll have to teach us how to swear in Korean so that we can do it in public.
I mean,
In
those,
places
those
where
are the
it's
first
inappropriate.
one. We've learned one. Apparently the most serious? don't know
No,
what the-
there is more serious in words that you don't. I
More
don't know what
serious
happened.
than what?
Yes.
Watch, it goes in reverse. Like, heck is the worst one over there.
Mm,
Heck is the actual fuck over there.
Well, it's not that it's not bad. It's more, the intention behind it. If you were to say a certain thing to somebody, like that is like pretty serious.
That is valid.
Like, I hope you feel like you have peanut butter stuck to the roof of your mouth for the rest of your life.
Damn.
Yes, but more in the sense of
well, you have a splinter in between your
I
fingers.
hope you-
Just can't get out.
no. I hope you. It's more like I hope you lose your koyakia sort of thing.
Oh.
Ooh,
Damn.
Okay.
Damn.
Very serious.
I guess it can be worse.
It
can
could be
a lot
worse.
worse. Alright.
Okay. Well, does anyone want to go,
Yes, whatever it is.
okay.
Honestly, yes. We've been through enough. It's time we played off just being in the city.
Cool.
Where do you guys go?
The Makai Witch.
I'm
Okay.
not
We
changing.
have our passes.
We have
Huh?
a hitting.
I'm not changing. Wherever we go, I'm wearing this robe.
Okay.
You were in
To
the bathroom.
Rymex?
Yes, we're going to Rymex in a bathrobe.
Okay.
They
Apparently.
cast a
Okay.
stinging.
It's fine.
We called his bluff. He's like, shit.
Okay, go. I'm not wearing. I'm wearing
Uh,
my clothes.
True. Okay. You guys make your way to Rymex. Look for your brothers, I assume?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You find Braun pretty quickly in his office. Well, back in Ilmara.
We need to talk.
Oh. This serious.
Yes.
Damn.
Right.
Extremely
Close
serious.
the door.
Yeah, everybody in, close the door. I'm sorry for not
Look.
contacting you sooner. We were here on
That's very close.
business.
Beamsness.
business.
Cryptic?
We've been yes. Okay, we get paid to do things that I'm not allowed to tell you. Okay.
Quite a lot.
You have to know, though, it's the wood that makes the airship float. Nothing else.
Is it?
It's just the wood.
Well,
Is it
yes,
really?
it is. Although they're working on new technology, I've heard. I don't know if the Renalia can be retrofitted, but
We
In any
were
case,
at
yes.
the Radiance Gala last night.
indeed,
Have you heard anything about it?
I did. You, I assume, were safe given your standing here.
We are the reason that many people are safe, unfortunately.
I see. That I've not heard, and I'm not really much in the rumor mill.
Rafe was there.
Well, he would be more in the rumor mill. Is he also safe?
He is shaken.
Understandably.
He may have a similar favor for what I'm about to ask you.
All right. I'm
I have a
listening.
friend who's currently located in Piracia.
I believe I see where this is going, but
What are the odds?
where are you trying to get said, friend?
Here.
Oh. Well, that's rather convenient. I thought you wanted shipped somewhere else, way out of the
No.
schedule. No, it's on its way back to Ilmara, actually, or will be. I believe today is when it's leaving. Well, I assume you can vouch for this person?
Yes.
All right. Yeah, I mean, I assume there's room. I could send a message along to the captain that there'll be
Woman?
a woman. I likely would need a bit more of a description so they don't get the wrong one.
Human?
Right? A name,
dark-
perhaps?
Sam.
She's
Sa-
she's really pretty. She has long black hair with green in it.
Okay, that's a helpful start. That's not that common.
Well, we
have
haven't
to-
seen her in a bit. Hair can change. That
Fair
didn't
enough.
seem relevant.
In situations like this, it would not be uncommon for some papers of identification to be provided and a full name to be involved. Is that something you're looking to avoid with your cryptic first name?
Yes.
Interesting. Is this going to get Rymex in trouble in some way?
No.
Roll a deception or persuasion check depending on what
Jesus,
Faye
that was-
believes.
Wow. That was a.
And tell me which one it is.
That is a 27.
Good heavens.
Persuasion.
Okay. All right. But a bit of discretion is to
Never hurt
be-
anyone.
All right. Well,
She has personal reasons and personal people that don't like her very much, and we may family problems,
all right,
powerful
I
family
ass-
members that don't like her.
I would hope this would be wrapped into the "is it going to get us in trouble" question, but it's not going to bring danger in some way, is it?
No,
All right.
I'm sorry. It's been a night. It's been a day. We're
That's
trying to
fair.
cut loose a little bit. Hi, I missed you.
Yes, we'll. hope you're staying in town a bit more. We could perhaps have dinner again.
That would be lovely.
Right. Yes,
Also-
that... Oh,
Related, as I said, Rafe may be asking for a ride to Restarios.
well, that's every other month. All
When
right.
am I going to get a ride?
If you're going a place the ship is going, you're welcome to... I mean, if all of you are trying to get on board, that makes it a little more difficult. It's not endless space. But it's not a personal transport ship. We're not in the business of sending people willy-nilly across the country. But if you want to
Not when
hop
your
on
grandmother's
board,
name is on the side of the boat?
I mean... It's owned by Rhymex. It's not really owned by us, per se.
Yeah.
It's complicated. But in any case, that should be doable. I'll send a message to the captain, and can I get back to you later this afternoon? What are you doing tonight? Perhaps we could do dinner?
We don't know. We are gallivanting today. Could we touch base later?
Sure.
Okay.
That you have means of doing that, do you not? From
Yes.
afar.
Yes.
All right.
One of us probably could.
I will pass along a note, and see if that can be arranged. I don't see why it couldn't, as long as you're not pulling some kind of prank. I don't know. The reputations of Rhymex relies heavily on this ship. Just you know that. Okay.
We do.
All right.
I don't take it lightly. This is not a favor that I would ever ask if it weren't important.
Has she ever asked it before?
No, that's Rafe's purview.
Then I think she is giving it a great deal of thought to protect you and protect her friend.
Indeed. All right. Touch base at some point this afternoon. I'll hopefully have an answer for you.
Thank you.
Oh, and Adela says hi. As do the
Okay.
kids, of course.
Yes.
All right. Okay. You leave a somewhat confused brother with the task of setting up transport for your friend. And you all do what?
Should I send to Sam to make way for the ship?
Probably like a tentative,
You know, this
like
is
a most likely.
Okay. Sam, we have got confirmation from Sam's brother. Not confirmation either. To use ship Remix to transport you here to Elmara. We'll give you instructions later. Love you.
Oh. Okay.
Into the ether.
Annika,
Said a whole lot of nothing.
roll a history check.
Okay.
If you have a
History?
D20 near you.
have said that.
I do have my dice.
Okay, roll a history check.
Hey, I just wanted to call you to let you know that I was calling you about the thing that I wanted to call you about. So I'm glad I called you. We have this.
Natural 16 plus 8 for 24.
Okay. You are able to put together the pieces of the fact that Rhymex is the owner of one of the few Skies ships, and along with the hint of Faye earlier about heights, You figure that that's probably what it means, despite the fact that Brightwing's message just said ship, and you're in a port city, so it would typically insinuate that you would be taking a ship all the
so
way
bad
around
at
through the
this.
Gulf, which would take way longer than just riding a horse there. But you put it together, and you can respond.
I'm sorry.
Brightwing doesn't know any better. What's a boat? Who fucking knows?
What's a boat?
We
We
don't
don't
use
know.
boats.
We
don't use boats.
we use small boats. It's not big boats.
Boat, not ship. Don't know.
It's not a ship. I don't know what ship is. That's true.
Okay.
Is that your first words?
No. Good to hear from you, Feathers.
Oh.
A sky ship. I will locate them and wait for you to respond later.
You have 6 left.
Use the whole spell.
Tell
You
them I
erased it.
say hello.
Thank you.
Say hello. Yes. Okay.
It is you.
I'm tempted to send again and be like, I'm sorry, I meant skyship. I forgot to say that part, but I'm not gonna do it.
Okay.
Commit.
I'm real
All right.
tempted.
Message left.
That was the worst message I've ever sent.
Sam, you start trying to figure out about this skyship and whether or not you could get on it. Over in Pyrrhus here, what is the party doing in Ilmara?
I'm going to cast Sending.
Good heavens.
Another phone call. We're using
Two
all our
hoops.
minutes.
Hello, Claret.
Oh my gosh.
We have to check if he's in a ditch.
Are you
Not
well?
alive. He's not alive. He's
How
dead.
is... This is important. How are the plants faring in your area?
Good. Okay.
Oh boy, here we go.
He is the cockroach of our campaign. He
It's
cannot
true.
die. There it is.
He is our mascot.
He is, unfortunately.
That is. Well,
Yay.
place in clan. Better.
Hmm.
Klurt does not like plants, prefers bloody meat. But they are green?
Not a vegetarian. Good to know.
That's it.
Bert is going to be our biggest ally. With
Mhm.
a full goblin
We're gonna
raid
fight
group on our
gods.
other
Claire, I'm
side.
telling you right now.
Casting large on
Unfortunately,
Claire.
very true.
For a minute.
Alright, guys, hear me
Mhm.
out. Klurt is secretly Yasnip's patron this entire time, and he's just playing stupid.
It's true.
This is the longest game.
He
the
has
longest
defended
song.
I
him.
have found
It's been
Brian out.
2 years.
There's no reason he
2
should give a
years.
fuck about this guy.
2 years. We don't know. Who
We
the
adopted a
biggest
goblin,
patron-
goddammit. We're gonna follow up with him.
It was Brian's plan all along.
Also, y'all, it's been 2 years and we don't know what the frick he's. Gets power. Let's point that out.
I'm
Okay,
just
moving
saying.
on.
I'm just saying.
Clet says the area near him is quite green.
That's nice.
I think that any question or doubt that we had of any additional blight remaining there, well, we've talked to Vanna as well. But
I can talk to her again if she needs.
Good heavens.
let's we'll see. If you want. I mean, that's entirely your choice. The feeling
we
she might
have-
be busy.
I have a feeling she might be busy too.
All right. Do we paint the town? Do we?
Well, can we
Get
go
in
get the very,
trouble?
very, very expensive mirror first? You know,
How much money is in your pocket?
I have enough to buy it right now.
Huh?
Like you
Okay.
as a person, or
Yes.
all of us?
Me as a person,
Well, it's something that would benefit all of us.
it is my spell though. Is
Mm.
you know.
I mean, we are in a unique position to do such a thing with relative ease. I do not think it's a bad idea to consider it now, before we are unable to do so.
I think it is a useful spell.
Then yes.
Are there other magic shops in the area besides the window to the wondrous something or other?
Yes, there would be other magic shops throughout, Kate or Ilmara. That one being the main one in the Mercari Wedge. It's gonna be the biggest and the nicest, but there may be others throughout the city.
Which, if we're looking for a magic mirror, that might be the easiest place to find.
And that's fine. I think it was more of like the.
It's not
Variety.
a magic mirror, right? It's just an expensive one.
It's a mirror that. Yeah, I think.
It does not have to only be mirror. It could be crystal ball or a fountain of some sort. But it does not seem very convenient to carry around a fountain, so
A whole fountain.
I mean, technically, we could turn the bag of holding into a fountain, but we have a lot of other things in there.
Yeah, they'd get wet.
Please no.
it is not. You have to fill it with holy water.
The whole bag of holding.
Wait, we have a bag of washing. We could put the
That's
water in the
basically
water
a
and
fountain,
wash.
right?
We turn the water in the bag of
No,
holding
but
to
here
holy
we
water.
go.
Stick my head in the bag to do
You hit
something.
the bag, and that's how you scry. You cinch the top, and you just. It's a very. It's a blurred vision.
Do
It becomes the
want-
bag of baptizing.
do we want to commit a felony?
Maybe.
I don't know if I'm in the mood today. Is
I
that
think
the
if-
self-care you're looking
it's
for?
It's really just a joke. I wanted to throw a few coins into the bag.
Go for it. Let's do it.
Coins in the bag.
Laundering money.
I open the bag. Do it.
And walk
Complete
away.
the joke.
I walk
Sure.
away.
Throw 50 gold in.
Damn!
I let it shake.
Okay, it does, and they come
Shiny
out
ass
sparkling
coin.
clean.
Incredible.
What's the
Felony
Roll a
crowd.
D100.
All right.
Oh my
I'm on it. I'm on it. I'm on it. I'm on it. Hang on. I got it. All right, here we go.
There's another one, and it cuts open a subsection of space.
Hang on. Hang on.
You gotta make the. You gotta make the sound to let you know that it's done. You gotta
All
make
right,
the
it's,
jingle.
Please
unless
roll
it's my
100.
fucking dryer and it absolutely screams at you. It's a 59.
Okay, there's no additional money that comes out.
Damn it.
Yeah.
All right.
But it means there could have been additional.
All right. That means we have
Maybe,
to try
maybe
again
I'm jerking your
Really?
chain.
in a
Lost
week. We have to
coins.
give it a week.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a time frame. It's like divination, or it's like
Yep.
divine intervention.
Yep, we gotta do it.
I'm casting that
This is the
sucker every day.
closest to magic I'm gonna get.
You have divine intervention? Hold on, I'm not sure if we're gonna. I don't think so. Yet.
You don't have it yet.
You don't have it yet.
Damn
Level
it.
10.
Almost.
Very close. I'm casting that every single day, Matthew.
if
See what happens.
It's got a cooldown.
If
it's
it
Once
works-
it
for a fact.
succeeds.
If it
If
works,
it succeeds, it has a
which
cooldown.
means I can just
You
throw
can
it
try
around.
every day.
All right, we never
Try,
had to worry
try,
about
try.
it having anything but a cooldown, didn't we, Megan?
True.
Listen, I used it for benevolent purposes.
Are you guys going magic shopping? Or...
I don't know what we're doing, Matt. I feel
I
like
have
we've
no
hit a
idea.
wall.
Well, tell me. Tell me
Yes.
what you're doing.
Yes, we're going to go look for a mirror at the magic shop.
Okay.
We will go
I wanna-
to the
I want-
wondrous.
I want some
window.
kind of a random knickknack that I can use in like 50 sessions from now and make it actually seem like it was a worthy purchase.
Okay.
Damn,
All right.
that's so targeted and specific.
You guys
Wow.
head your way from where you are in the Mercari Wedge, which is not far from where you're going, to the Magna Market, and up towards the wonderful magic shop where you have previously purchased many a thing. And we will pick up there
There it is.
next time.
I was like, what do you mean?
I don't know what happened at the end of the session,
67.
man.
We are very close to the funny number. Yeah, this one went all over the place. Good gracious. Favorite moments?
Brightwing said
My name is
fuck.
Yef.
Yeah, Brightwing Fuck was definitely up there.
Yeah.
I wish I was in on the My Name is Yef from the beginning.
It was like, it was really fun. It's like one of those ones that like, you
You caught it. You had to
Yeah.
catch it.
yeah.
It was
It's
really
like-
funny.
Like, I see why you're laughing now, but I missed it, so it's not as funny.
I can't remember what Eclipse said, but Eclipse said something and it gave me chills. I think it was around the same time that she did the like what color's my fur thing.
Mm.
But she said
I just-
something around there. It was really.
I just like
it
that
hit
whole
me.
conversation.
Yeah, that conversation was really good.
Because she's like, because it's one of those things that like Eclipse can really relate to.
Yeah.
Because like, it's not that Brightwing wasn't mad after your dad was kidnapped. Of course she was. But
This
this
is
was
an
like
incredibly different circumstance, and there
It's
were
totally
many
different.
collateral people. that we
collateral
didn't
things, and
intend.
it was right in front of us.
There was something to
Yeah.
the effect of, I can't guarantee that no one else is going to die, but we can try our,
Fucking
like,
try.
we can certainly try or something like that.
And like that was really relatable because, like I said, that was the first time Brightwing truly felt hatred towards nothing really in specific. Just how could someone do that?
Yeah. It was fucked up. There's no right way to put that. That whole
Yeah.
situation was fucked up.
And I feel like that's like it's not like she hasn't seen that before. Like, but with Proward, that was like little creatures doing that, and like it's a little different than like a humanoid that you watched for 2-3 hours at a party, just walking around you, looking at these people in the eye, and then to just take them out. Like that was a serious like a crack in humanity that she saw. But
I think my favorite thing is how we're handling the repercussions.
Hmm.
Like, they were genuinely a faction we paid no fucking attention to.
yeah.
Like, and we all have owned up to the
Yeah.
fact that none of us fucking paid attention to it. That's crazy to think about.
And like Matt like gave us an option, like you have these people you could go talk to, and we said
Well,
Yeah.
no.
That's
And-
completely on us. We goofed that up. That's crazy.
you had a limited number.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Well, great stuff. Lot of stuff. Perhaps Sam will be flying this way in the not too distant future.
At this rate, it'll be in a month and a half.
Yeah.
True. And perhaps we will finally get to the casino.
Hey.
Perhaps.
That's I think
You
it
had
maybe
to
has been
drop
more than a
something.
year
Yeah.
since it was created, or since it was put on the table. All right, we will pick up there in session 67 next time. Oops, sorry. Adios.
Bye.